city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Can you lift your voice for me?
.27 Tuesday morning, 8th October 2024. Joseph Oscar Metal, he says, give me oil in my lamp, keep me burning till the coming of the King. Welcome to Tuesday on your favorite dial, 97.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. We need this new oil every single day. If our light will shine, if our fire will burn to give warmth to those who are feeling cold, and if our light will burn and shine to give illumination to those who are in darkness, we always must renew our oil. And so it's a great start to our morning. Oh, this one says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And so we are not giving up. We rise up every morning, renewing our oil, renewing our commitment, our dedication and passion to the service of the nation. And it's always good to start your day asking for divine help. So welcome to Tuesday. Many thanks to Joseph, Oscar Metal, Joe Metal for this fantastic one he did with Sandra. Business Sense was brought to you by ADB. If you're a paid employee or salaried worker, you need a personal loan to resolve your financial issues. ADB is offering you a variety of personal loans, including top-up loans at significantly reduced interest rates. You will also enjoy a longer tenure of up to 6 years. It's an offer open to non-customers as well. Kindly visit the nearest branch or call 0302-210-210, 0302-224-043 for further inquiries. ADB is the People's Bank. ADB is truly a great and more. Now we've got the oil, let's get to work.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Onyami Womba for a bread.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
.33, and this is Bernard taking over from Caleb. Newspaper review coming up shortly. Brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Every hour a new page turns, every day a new chapter opens to keep your dreams alive. Today a starter, tomorrow a finisher. Today a student, tomorrow a business owner. And the list goes on. And whatever you do to add value to this world, we at Fidelity Bank Ghana, with purpose to inspire your success and collaborate with you every step of the way. Believe with us because Ebefa. Also sponsored by Total Energies with our amazing 3-in-1 Excellium formula, an additive and rich fuel with a powerful 3-in-1 action that cleans, extends, and lowers. Cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Experience the difference with Total Excellium new formula. The newspaper review is also brought to us by Piva Beverages, the taste you love. All right, now before today we have a lot to do. I need to say so many things to do, but I felt like somebody, you know, when somebody sends you a message around 4 a.m., it means that the thing is worrying them. So Francis, a friend of mine, said this is from a friend, and then Sky, I'm going to read it as received.
Okay.
He says, hello Bernard, good morning. I received a distress call from a colleague at work.
Okay.
And I'd be grateful if you could use your channel to draw attention to the authorities. I will forward the message to you. So this is forwarded from Francis.
So he sent this at 5:04 a.m.
Okay.
All right. When people were still sleeping. Good morning, Mr. Avle. I pray that you and your family are well. The current socio-economic climate is focused on stopping Galamsey, and I totally and completely support the movement. But I have another small issue that is also killing me as much as Galamsey is. I'm a resident of Adum City Estate, Community 25. And in the last 3 weeks, the level of the traffic we suffered through to get to work and especially to return home is indescribable. In the morning, sometimes we are able to manage the traffic jam a bit more. But that's if you do not live beyond Adum City or Def Traku. Now, if you are the Wenya proper or Pram Pram, you are in trouble. As for the evenings, the traffic can kill you. I often pick my kids up from school in Ajiringano and set off home around 4:30 p.m. I usually arrive home by 7 p.m. onwards. That's 2.5 hours if I'm lucky. Last Friday, I got home after 8 p.m.
Wow.
Why should this be? A journey that should ideally be 45 minutes is now 2.5 hours plus.
No, that's not cool.
The roadworks on the Accra-Aflao Road have totally stalled since 2022 when the debt restructuring conversation began. And nothing more has been done since. The stilts that were constructed at the intersections that were to house flyovers are now just gathering weeds and rubbish. The roads have deteriorated badly. The Kpung Runabout and the Citi Brothers Junction only need the roads to be properly repaired so that cars can flow smoothly. We get in deeper trouble if a truck or other vehicle breaks down on any part along that stretch, or if it rains just even a little. In my neighborhood and several other places, there are lots of homes, but all are yet to be inhabited. My strong suspicion is that people are scared to deal with the traffic. Myself, that delayed our move to this place, but I've been here for 2.5 years, and the road condition is getting worse instead of better. Our leaders need to do better for us. If we don't get any improvement, at least maintain what's there, not rather allow it to deteriorate further. There's so much we are going through, not only ourselves, but also for the lives of our kids too. And it's just sad we are here as a country. Please, if you can bring this to the authorities' attention on our plight, we'll be very grateful.
No, wonderful. I think I as you read the message, I was living the pain, and I still am living the pain of the people who use that corridor. And this is completely unacceptable. When you come and you work in the heart of Accra and you are exhausted, the expectation is that, which is legitimate, you have to return home as soon as possible and rest. But what the people are going through is not productive, it's not good for their health, it's not good for the health of the economy, and the people in charge of the space, the ministry responsible for roads and highways, would have to do something about it.
If you won't even fix the road, you see, the road was there, the road didn't ask you the question. Then you say you were doing interchange. Then you've gone to do the interchange 20% and left it. So it's causing problem.
Right.
And then the Citi Brothers area, when the track breaks down, it's terrible. So we want to beg the authorities to, as a matter of urgency, use the DRIP program to ease the pain of those on the 25 stretch.
I thought they had said that the suspension of the projects because of the
debt exchange, and the debt exchange has now been.
Yeah, so the money was.
And
available.
let me tell you something. Domestic debt exchange, government exchanged $12 billion. Bilateral debt exchange, they exchanged $5 billion. Eurobonds, they exchanged $13 billion. What is 12 plus 13? 25. What is 25 plus 5? So that's $30 billion American dollars,
which they have deferred
in various forms. So, bro, money for come, the money for you.
Yeah, on his during his interview, the president said that there was some good money.
12 billion of domestic, 5 billion, and this is dollars. So please, the road, we beg. I know it's Galamsey, but this road matter is terrible, and I know for every Def Traku 25 and Adom Estate, there's a Kaswa, there's an Adenta, there's a something.
Yeah, there's Kutunse, Coleman, and all this.
So let's start with the headlines, guy.
Okay, so let me take you to the Ghanaian Times this morning. Vice President launches new government business app to promote transparency. But we'll easy to promote transparency, maximize revenue for national development. But Mr. President, we want to hear you on Galamsey. You know,
to launch an
it's
app.
this our business. We agree.
It's actually a good app.
You know, I agree.
Actually a good app.
Yeah, I agree. But we also want action on Galamsey, not business as
No,
usual.
so they
but
said this you should have done without leaving the others undone.
that's exactly what we are saying.
The fact that you have to solve something doesn't mean you should stop everything.
Yeah, so I'm saying that I agree because I would naturally agree with her now because that's the space I am, getting very, comfortable in. But we need Galamsey to be fought. Yes,
we need a Galamsey app.
Okay.
It might well be the solution they will agree to. A Galamsey app.
It's possible.
Where we can report Galamsey. They did one for potholes. Why can't they do one for Galamsey?
Well, how well is that one working though?
No, that's an interesting point. You could do a Galamsey
If
app.
you've done one for
Yeah, you could do a Galamsey app.
But where are the rules?
If we've done an app for potholes, you can do an app for Galamsey.
You can do a Galamsey app. It's true.
But we'll get to that
Where are
one
the
later.
rules? Let me take you to a story related to Galamsey though. Fight against Galamsey. Flush out illegal miners and water bodies. Minerals Commission boss is telling
He was in Parliament yesterday. Very interesting conversation. I'll bring highlights of that to listeners today.
Yeah, and then the declaration by organized labor, fight against Galamsey menace. October 10 nationwide strike remains unchanged. Organized labor.
And the front page of the Daily Graphic, Galamsey crackdown. Government rules out radical measures. President orders military deployment. LI 2462 to be revoked. Water bodies, forest reserves, red zone. Is that what the president said?
Yeah, there's a statement that came in the evening that said that LI. No, I didn't. But they said the LI will be
Revoked.
Parliament when
There
Parliament
was an
revoke the
update
LI.
on the meeting held with organized labor.
I'll read it for you.
An expression of organized labor, an expression of surprise.
Actually, let me.
That organized labor's position to continue the strike, even though they had been given these assurances.
I can pull it for you before the review ends. So you go through.
The Chronicle says Ailing Tor employs more managers despite not refining crude since 2018. This is insane. Also on the front page this morning, Baumia again launching the app, we're told. And then God does not choose leaders for countries. Pastor Waterbill is speaking. And Ghana's commercial creditors agree to exchange their bonds.
The front page of the Economy Times for me, banks unlock credit to private sector. BOG auctions $120 million forex to BDCs in Q4. Ghana's economy to expand by 5% according to Fitch.
Okay, let me take you to the Daily Guide. Galamsey protesters 21 granted bail for Mawo denied. Also on the front page, a story here that says XC, the Supreme Court ready for anti-gay bail hearing. This is coming in from the Judicial Service.
All right, then let's go into the Daily Post highlights. Quickly.
And the Daily Post says this morning how Napo wanted school kids to be taught gay and lesbian acts exposed. Also on the front page, Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council invites congregants of member churches today to their anti-LGBT plus demo against Akufo-Addo and Chief Justice. And then finally they talk about Galamsey.
Let me give you the headlines on the website, then I will read the statement from the Information Ministry for you, which seems to sort of bring that clarity that you're asking for. Now, Channel 1 TV or channel1news.com, proponents of anti-gay bill to march to Supreme Court today. Kwabena Japan says renewed focus on Galamsey is politically motivated. He was on Point of View yesterday, quite an interesting interview. He also says Alan Zaki from MPP, very sad. Yes.
We're sitting here doing politically motivated, is that what he's saying?
Listen to the full interview. Galamsey fight government to revoke mining in forest reserves regulation. This is the Minister of Information. And then PPP, your PPP,
Yes.
they say ignore Akufo-Addo. We support you, PPP, to organize labor.
Yes.
All right, so quite a number of stories here. Now, if you go to citynewsroom.com, minority to petition Parliament over government silence on Galamsey. Now, Information Ministry says organized labor's decision to proceed with strike is surprising. All right, and the full statement they issued, it's just about 7 paragraphs. I can read it for you. So, Fatima Abubakar, outcome of President's meeting with organized labor. 1. Following the call by organized labor and stakeholders on government to take action on the menace of illegal and small-scale mining in the country, the President of the Republic, H.E. Nana Akufo-Addo, convened a meeting with organized labor on Thursday, October 3, at the Jubilee House. 2. The meeting discussed the long-standing issue of illegal mining, reviewed the situation and government's efforts thus far. It was agreed that it is agreed between the parties that A.
Underline that.
government will collaborate with organized labor and other stakeholders in the fight against illegal mining. B, government will take steps when Parliament reconvenes this month to revoke the Environmental Protection (Mining in Forest Reserve Regulation) LI 2462. It's a 2023 LI.
I'll align that.
3, government will ramp up its enforcement measures, particularly as it relates to prohibiting illegal mining in water bodies and forest reserves. Then D, water bodies and forest reserves remain red zones for mining and all forms of mining in water bodies, as well as reconnaissance, prospecting, exploration, and or small-scale mining in forest reserves remain banned. Law enforcement agencies of the state are fully mandated to rid our water bodies and forest reserves of all forms of mining.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. E, the Attorney General will collaborate with the Chief Justice to ensure swift adjudication of illegal mining cases.
No.
Government supports the call for presidential candidates to sign a pact committing to the fight against Galamsey. So I think Offred is right when he says the use of the word military
That's what
is the newspaper's word.
Yeah,
the major thing in this statement is point B, that government will take steps when Parliament reconvenes to revoke LI 2462.
That's
the graphics take on
Apart
this.
from that, everything else is known or is as is. Because, for example, when you say water bodies remain red zones, people are mining in the water bodies. What about this one? Government will ramp up its enforcement measures, particularly as it relates to prohibiting illegal mining. They should have been specific.
What does it
So
mean?
by that, if for example, if they said then that means we would declare state of emergency in specific areas to stop all mining whilst we take stock. They didn't say anything.
I don't think organized labor agreed to this because they use the term "agree."
Which is why organized
That's
labor
why I
had that
underlined it.
meeting.
Yes.
Decided to go ahead with that. Right.
This seems to be. Apart from point B,
Yes.
everything else there is just English.
Words.
Yeah. You see, what is interesting about point B is that there are those who take the view that, well, maybe an LI, it should be easy to just write and revoke it, the executive.
It doesn't work.
I belong to the other side, which the view that, well, once Parliament is involved in passing it, if you want to revoke it, which has been a tradition, you go back and lay an instrument saying that you are revoking it.
Even that sort of takes the responsibility away from the executive. I think the main reason why everybody is shouting is the president, the government, the executive power that they use to get Accra Stadium to host a match, that they use to do whatever they can, should be deployed to stop what is going on.
Yes.
So there's it's almost like they are I don't know how to say it. They don't want to.
They are saying things.
They don't want to take the full action. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
but there's another one here. Grasag to join Catholic Church in October 11 anti-Galamsey walk demonstration. So that's also coming in. The graduate students of Ghana say they will join the Catholic bishops.
Well, let me take you to page 24 of the Daily Graphic. Then Dr. Baumia launches user-friendly app to facilitate government services.
I would have done some.
You want to do some Galamsey related before?
Go on.
Let's go. Let's go.
A comprehensive digital platform to consolidate public services into a single user-friendly application and also centralize interactions between the government and citizens has been launched in Accra, known as the Citizen App. The platform also provides citizens and residents of Ghana a seamless and unified avenue to access government services. The Citizen App could, for instance, be used to pay utility bills, make payment for local assembly tolls and charges, including market and parking fees, get digital addresses for locations across the country, track, book and pay for intercity transport, and change of name after marriage, all on a mobile device. Fantastic. The app, which is an initiative of the government, was made possible through the collaborative efforts of the Ministry of Finance, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and the National Information Technology Agency, NITA. I think we'll go into this.
Let me go back to Galamsey. Yesterday, the Minerals Commission CEO was in front of the Government Assurances Committee. Two interesting things he said. He says a blanket ban on small-scale mining is improper. Then he also accused the police of dereliction of duty. So he sort of took the issue to the police. Now, Minerals Commission has raised concern over the perceived inaction of the police in combating illegal mining. Now, the commission claims that illegal mining is ongoing directly behind the Inyinam police station with no intervention from the security forces. It further emphasized that all forms of mining in water bodies are illegal, yet no arrests have been made by the police. Now, speaking before the Government Assurances Committee yesterday, the Chief Executive Officer, Martinez, said he was dissatisfied with the situation, urging for more proactive measures from the police to address the issue. Let me just read a quote from him. Anybody who gets into the water body or river body is involved in an illegality. If somebody gets into the rivers, they go at night, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and they are there 4 a.m., they fold up. Once the Mineral Commission reports the appropriate to the appropriate security agencies, the people are working at night, our job ends there. So I struggle a bit with this. Let me use Konongo as an example. The district officer of Minerals Commission goes around to monitor operations. That is his job, and ensures that those who have been licensed follow the law, and some do breach. And he chanced upon an activity there, people were mining. Then he told the police, but he says the police did nothing. So he's basically saying we should, if we want people to stop the illegality, we should go to law enforcement, and he's not. We'll play the full interview later on. So let's get into other stories.
Quickly, something still in the mining space. Oil production dip a wake-up call for alternative revenue source. This coming in from Dr. Mantiao on page 14 of the Ghanaian Times. Says recent reductions in oil production from Ghana's oil fields should be a wake-up call to the government to diversify its revenue sources in funding its flagship programs such as the Free Senior High School policy. Dr. Steve Mantiao, a coordinator of the Ghana Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, has reiterated.
All right,
I'll take you to the Daily Guide. They report that on Galamsey protesters, 21 granted bail. Bomawo denied, and High Court in Accra has denied an application for bail filed by counsel for Oliver Baka-Bomawo, one of the organizers of the Democracy Hub demonstration against illegal mining, which turned chaotic on the 37 roundabout. The court, presided over by Justice Ayite Amatete, relying on Section 96 5C of Act 30, stated that he was not convinced that Hughes will not commit another offense if granted bail, considering the fact that he was already standing trial for treason, felony, when he allegedly committed the current offense for which he was remanded. Now, staying with the court, on page 40 of the Daily Graphic, big story there. Supreme Court not delaying anti-gay bill suits, according to the Judicial Service. Story by Emmanuel Hodgson, that the Judicial Service has refuted claims that the Supreme Court is dragging its feet in determining the suits challenging the Human and Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, popularly known as the Anti-Gay Bill. The Registrar of the Court, Justice Ellen Ofe-Aye, who is also a Justice of the High Court, said the Apex Court had diligently discharged its duties prescribed by law regarding the suits. For instance, in the suit titled Dr. Amanda Odoi versus the Speaker of Parliament, Attorney General, the AG was yet to file its defense, while all the parties had also not filed their memorandum of issues, which will set the case down for determination by the Apex Court. With regard to the Richard Sky versus Parliament and AG, the registrar said neither of the defendants had filed a statement of defense, with all the parties also yet to file the memorandum of issues.
Okay, so all right, then let's. Let me just give you.
But that's fairly the position.
All right.
Parliament must file their responses to what I have filed in court.
So that's
the Attorney General must also file what they are required to file.
All right.
If they don't file, there's very little the courts will do about this matter, apart from making an order or throwing, ruling against them if they find it with it.
Let's deal with
let's
deal with health. Ashanti region, Ghana Health Service intensifies mpox surveillance, hospitals on high alert. Now, this is a pretty serious situation, overshadowed by some of the other things we're discussing. Health authorities in Ashanti region have put hospitals on high alert and have instructed facility managers to promptly report suspected cases of mpox. Now, authorities have intensified the surveillance on the disease following confirmed cases in some parts of the country. Ashanti Regional Director of Health, Dr. Adomaku Boatin, said that proactive measures have been put in place to manage potential cases. Now, he also then spoke about some of the issues around the disease and how it presents.
Okay, but let me take you back into the
Extractives.
Yes,
Okay.
because there's a story here on the front page of the Chronicle that says ailing toll employs more managers despite refining crude. Despite not refining crude since 2018.
True.
Now, Inusa Musa from Tema says the workers of the Tema oil refinery toll have expressed fear over the possible collapse of the entity because of the decision that has been taken by the board of directors to increase the wage bill of the company, which has not refined crude since 2018. Now, the Chronicle can report that the current board has created more managers and general managers as it has increased the number of from 9 to 24. Can you imagine? From 9 to 24. From 9 when they were producing something, now to 24 when they are not producing anything. As of October 1, 2024. And by the latest restructuring, a dormant and small department like the wastewater treatment plant has 3 managers. Now, the restructuring, the Chronicle can report, has ignited tension between the workers and the board. I mean, boards what are they doing?
All right. Let me give you some politics from the Daily Graphic, page 17. Mahama raises concerns over EC's preparation for 2024 elections. The presidential candidate of the NDC, John Mahama, has expressed concerns about the electoral Electoral Commission's preparation towards the 2024 elections, citing the lack of consensus on the credibility of the voters register as a major hurdle. He said discrepancies identified in the electoral register, specifically regarding the potential disenfranchisement of eligible voters, needed to be addressed to ensure a peaceful process. Now, he was speaking at a meeting with a pre-election assessment team from the West African Elders Forum, led by former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan. Now, staying with politics, on page 18 of the same paper, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, who's a running mate of the NPP, has urged politicians to refrain from campaigning along religious and tribal lines. And on page 19 of the same paper, Alan Chemating is assuring chiefs of inclusion in governance.
Yeah, and then as we said, organized labor have said that their strike will proceed despite the meeting that we reported on. So that's also something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, there's something I want to mention quickly. It's on page 14 of the Chronicle.
What's happening?
There's a feature that says life expectancy decreasing in Ghana. We need a national intervention. In other words,
what's the
we are not
now?
Well, I have not.
That's reduced.
Yeah, that's right.
But it used to be in there.
Okay, so it says that in case of Ghana, a recent
60s.
statistical report released by the Best and Death Registry paints a gloomy picture, as it revealed that 18,689 deaths, accounting for 36.7% of registered deaths, were attributed to the top 11 causes of mortality in the country. I wanted to see the specific.
Let me say everybody should get the Daily Graphic and read the editorial.
What are they saying?
Today? Time is running out
For who?
to act on Galamsey.
Wonderful.
Yes, and it's a very well written editorial from the Daily Graphic.
Well, there's another one that you like here. Old Vandals Association threaten nationwide student demo over Galamsey crisis.
They must.
So these are your fellows.
Truth stands.
Old Vandals Association, which is the old students of Commonwealth, have voiced their deep frustration with the ongoing illegal mining crisis and the failure of government's intervention to address the devastation caused. In a press release on October 7, a group of Commonwealth Hall alumni from University of Ghana demanded immediate action from the government, warning that failure to meet their demands would lead to mass demonstration involving students from the primary to tertiary levels.
Speaking of which, let me say good morning to a very solid old Vandal, Dr. Donatus Yawatiglo, who celebrated his birthday this week. I forgot, but
Over.
Lickle. AKA, back in the day, he was Lickle. But these days, he's Dr. Atiglo of the University of Ghana.
He's a big man. Thank you, Godfrey. Thank you, Sky. Coming up next is the Citi Business News. Stay with us.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Charlie, today the matter will catch me. I received urgent order from my online store. Customer wants 10 pieces sharp. But my wahala be delivery. Stress so me too. I no get order in weeks. So then I make slow. Charlie, I decide to deliver this thing myself. Quiet. I was willing to trust my small tired car like that. But boy, I no even leave my area where the whole place full of snow. Engine kaput, pasca. As the boys they help me push the car off the road, where I look up and raise my head, where I see for Fidelity Bank billboard top. This too just be chapter. Ebefa mpa. Then Norma Vim come. Listen, I dog the sadness and find Okada fast. I deliver all the goods, collected my money, and even got referrals from this customer. Ebefa mpa. At Fidelity Bank, we believe you can achieve your dreams. Believe with us. Ebefa.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
7 o'clock, City Business News with MTN, Royal and Access Bank. Me latte. The details. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello to you out there. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. This bulletin is proudly brought to you by MTN, Royal and Access Bank. Coming up this morning, Citi took record marginal gain following successful restructuring of debt owed bondholders and expected IMF inflow. Also, retailers of electrical appliances giving a December 2025 ultimatum to clear existing stock without energy efficiency labels. We'll tell you why. Plus, SMEs reeling under the impact of reduced credit access due to financial sector cleanup. We've got details of this and more in this package. Do stay with us. My name is Sni Latte. Details of our stories now. Research firm Data Bank Research is projecting the Ghana cedi to receive some respite in the coming weeks. This outlook follows the significant progress government has made on the Eurobond restructuring and the International Monetary Fund and Ghana reaching a staff-level agreement. Here's more. The Ghana cedi remained on the back foot for the most part of last week, driven by heightening demand pressures. However, market sentiment improved following the announcement that Ghana had secured a significant participation rate from its Eurobond holders to restructure its $13 billion external debt. This supported the cedi's performance at the tail end of last week's trade, enabling the Ghana cedi to gain 0.09% to the US dollar and close at a mid-rate of 16 cedis 19 pesos to a dollar. The Ghana cedi also appreciated 0.35% week on week to the British pound and 0.28% week on week to the euro. Following the significant progress on the Eurobond restructuring and improving economic indicators, the International Monetary Fund and Ghana reached a staff-level agreement on the third review under the $3 billion extended credit facility. Pending the IMF board's approval, Ghana will have access to financing of $360 million, which should bolster forex reserves and also strengthen any supply-side interventions. Market watchers expect that the cedi will receive some respite in the coming weeks as market sentiment continues to improve ahead of that release by the IMF. Well, with that report in mind, let me take you to the forex market to check the performance of the local currency. The dollar trading at 16 cedis 40 pesos, the British pound at 21 cedis. That of the euro could be sold to you at 18 Ghana cedis. Let's stay with the economy because the Bank of Ghana has affirmed that Ghana's economy is robust and on a solid foundation. The central bank points to key economic indicators such as inflation and the exchange rate as evidence of the country's economic strength. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, says the current data reflects the positive performance of Ghana's economy.
Growth is fairly robust relative to the original assumptions. Inflation is down, the fiscal policy is on track. You look at the balance of payments, reserves are stronger, exports are stronger. I mean, it's really a message of hope that we have really recovered from debts that we went to in 2022. Macroeconomic conditions have improved significantly. This economy is doing very well. If you look at even the exchange rate, from 2017 to 2022, the cedi moved from 4 to 6 cedis.
That was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. Now, electrical appliance retailers have until December 2025 to clear their existing stock without energy efficiency labels, or they risk having their products seized. This is a caution from the Energy Commission of Ghana, adding that the move is part of efforts to enforce energy efficiency standards and mitigate the impact of climate change. Citi Business News' Daniel Odro-Mensah has the rest of the story.
The Energy Commission of Ghana announced that new energy efficiency regulations introduced in 2022 set minimum energy performance standards for all imported electrical appliances, including televisions, washing machines, electric kettles, and computers. The Commission further explained that energy efficiency labeling is meant to verify manufacturers' energy efficiency claims. In an interview after United Nations Development Programme Town Hall meeting on the regulation, the Assistant Manager for Energy Efficiency Regulations at the Energy Commission, Hubert Inso Zan, explained that dealers have a 1-year grace period to clear their old inventory.
Currently, we have agreed that by November 2023, enforcement starts as agreed. However, a timeline has been given for sales, which means that in December 2025, importers who have old stock or products that are not labeled can be sold. Immediately after that period, we expect that any product in the showroom which falls under these regulations must, number one, be registered with the Energy Commission, and number two, be labeled according to the regulations. So we have indeed started enforcement, but with some roadmaps which will help us be able to have a successful enforcement. Each appliance is required to come with an energy label, and the energy label basically tells you the performance of the product and the endorsement from the Ghanaian regulator. So we have 1 to 5 star in the old regulation, which has now been revised to 1 to 7 stars.
You heard the Assistant Manager for Energy Efficiency Regulations at the Energy Commission of Ghana, Hubert Insoza, ending that report put together by Citi Business News' Daniel Odro-Mensah. Still in the energy sector, because some energy strategists are urging the government to proceed cautiously regarding its plan to merge the VRA Netco Bui Power Authority and the Electricity Company of Ghana into 2 separate entities. This call for caution comes in response to the Senior Staff Association of VRA, which is demanding a public withdrawal of the merger and threatening to initiate ongoing protests. The energy strategists warn that the measure could negatively affect job security and cash flow. Energy strategist Dr. Yusuf Suleiman has been sharing his concerns about the measure.
If the government hasn't gotten a better reason to explain, then they should abandon the idea. At least they should allow it for the next administration to take care of that. For other reasons, we are entering election year. These are very crucial decisions. That is not to say that as an expert, I believe election year shouldn't stop important business activities. But our part of the world, we have consistently shown that perception that we are not credible when it comes to things like that. So you can't blame workforce for having the kind of thinking they are currently entertaining, that they want to take out their thermal plant, they want to sell it, and they are going to starve them of the needed cash. And if that happens, your guests are good at mine. They can be thinking about their job security and other things. So visiting, I think, is the right thing to do, but just not only visiting, coming out with a plan, tangible reasons why we are embarking on this kind of merger, and the result of it is to segregate thermal plant from VRA operations. That has to be explained.
Dr. Yusuf Suleimana is an energy strategist. Now, the financial sector cleanup has severely impacted small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, cutting off crucial access to credit. This is according to the Chief Executive Officer of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson. While acknowledging that some affected institutions suffered from poor governance and risk management, he noted that their role in supporting emerging businesses, particularly in rural areas. Mr. Jackson expressed concern that many SMEs in Ghana continue to struggle to scale into larger enterprises despite years of operation. Speaking at a quarterly economic roundtable organized by the Finance Ministry and the University of Ghana, he urged stakeholders to leverage digital financial services to provide better support for SMEs.
in the last few years, when we had our financial sector cleanup, we closed down over 350 institutions, rural banks, microfinance institutions, and these are the ones with the higher risk appetite. We closed down some of even the banks that were SME focused. So since that cleanup, there's been a huge gap in the market, and that market has not been, and when you ask about the sources open, really, it's okay, even if you're in Accra, you may have access to the banks, the big commercial banks. What happens when you're in Kokrantumi? What happens when you are in Tumu? So if we're talking SME, we must start thinking digital. If you take Momo, there are over 450,000 active Momo agents nationwide. So obviously, when you're talking about access to finance and access to the distribution, we must think about it differently.
That was CEO of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson, ending the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Access Bank. My name is Nila Telati. Do have a good business day.
You see them. You see them every day in our communities, doing what they do best to make a difference in the lives of people. You see them. You see them bring positive transformation to the lives of people in the areas of education, health, and economic empowerment. While many will see them and turn their faces away, you see them. You see their efforts, and you know they're heroes who deserve to be celebrated. MTN Heroes of Change is setting out to unearth and to celebrate a new set of heroes. You can throw the light on the heroes you see in your community by nominating them to win 100,000 Ghana cedis and other prizes to help them expand their work. Just fill an online nomination form at mtn.com.gh or send a WhatsApp with a 1-minute video of your nominee's project on 055 141 1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now. MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
I know, you do me bad, then you know what. Miss you for my pillow, tears we soak my pillow. Oh, wait till I do you. Where you lead me, go for a tungo. Where you lead me, go for a yeah. Where you do me, no by 6 a.m. It's my bubble one me, alumbo. It's my bubble one me, yeah. Ole, go. Tell me what I know for you for you. Otto, you, me and you like 1 and 2. Mr. Greenabu, share you see say mandamu. So you dey chase my boo, make sure say you no kufu. Odo you wait.
30 minutes past 7. Citi Breakfast Show, it's 8th October. Kickoff is next. Before that, Citi Business News brought to us by MTN. With buy now, pay later with Sametro, you can buy a sleek and trendy smartphone and enjoy the luxury of paying in convenient weekly or monthly installment plans. Walk to any of MTN service centers to choose your favorite from a wide range of mobile phones on offer. The best part is all phones come with up to 2 gig free data, so you can share your pics and get all the biggest scoops online for the first 6 months after you buy. So go on, share the exciting news with your family and friends and stay connected on the smart side of life with MTN Sametro. Kickoff is brought to you by Zonda Ghana, your one-stop shop for quality trucks, Santui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, pickups, TX trucks, and more. We have great opportunity to empower people. We have top-notch after-sales service. And we are number 1 for light and heavy-duty trucks and machines. Call 0501 772 222. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana. Of course, Mr. Gbenabu is here. It's all about the Black Stars as we get ready for a very important double-decker.
Yeah, so 4 players are set to miss.
Joseph Pencil, Thomas Partey.
That's Schindler, Kingsley Schindler.
All we are saying is give us 3 points. Whoever plays, we just want 6 points from the 2 games.
Now they've worked on the playing surface, so let's see.
We will win.
You're sure about it?
I've already seen the goals.
So you chase my boo.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Tuesday morning, it's October 8, 2024. Welcome aboard to kick off. My name is Gabio Fen. The headlines: Black Stars Vice Captain Thomas Partey and 3 others set to miss the doubleheader against Sudan in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. Also in swimming, it's day 2 of the 2024 Africa Aquatic Zone 2 Swimming Championship, which is on today after a successful day 1 at the Baltimore Sports Complex. All of that coming up in a bit. We are on the wings of Shell Lachelle, Zonda GH, and Politan Ghana, Papa Nenye. Alright, let's start off with the senior national team. And Ghana will take on Sudan in a crucial doubleheader on Thursday, October 10 in Accra, and Monday, October 14 in the away fixture. But the Black Stars are set to miss the services of some players who have dropped due to injuries. Now, Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey, Joseph Pencil, finals Ibrahim Osman, and Kingsley Schindler have been confirmed injured and will miss the ties. Now, 4 players have been called up to replace these players. Michael Baidu, he played for IF Elfsborg in Sweden. There is Abu Francis of Cercle Brugge. Jonas Ajeti was in the last call-up, and Ibrahim Sadiq of AZ Alkmaar in the Dutch league. Now, the 4 players are expected to join the squad later today ahead of the Group F encounter against Sudan. Meanwhile, 11 players began training yesterday at the Accra Sports Stadium, and notable players in attendance include Jordan Ayew, Mohamed Kudus, Jojo Wolacott, and others. Well, midfielder Elisha also spoke to the media after the team's first training session, and he touched on the playing surface of the Accra Sports Stadium.
It was good. I will not lie to you, the pitch was quite good, and you had an amazing training today, so we're really happy that everybody are doing their thing to help us play better football, and now it's on us to put the performance like I say.
Well, Elisha also spoke on facing former Black Stars coach James Kwesi Appiah, who's now the head coach of Sudan.
We have an amazing staff. They do everything for us to be to give our very best, and also the player, we know that's gonna be a tough game, so we're ready mentally. We know that we're here to win, and these 2 games we know what it means for us.
So that's a Black Stars midfielder Elisha also speaking there. Well, the team will continue the training session later today at the Accra Sports Stadium at 4 p.m. This time it will not be open to the general public and also the media. Well, speaking of Kwesi Appiah, he's temporarily stepped down from his position as a member of the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association following a directive from CAF. Now, this raised concerns of a potential conflict of interest as he would be working for 2 different associations involved in the same competition. So, Kwesi Appiah has stepped down from his role as the Executive Council member of the Ghana Football Association. We'll wait from the Black Stars to the Aquatic Centre now at the Baltimore Sports Complex, and Team Ghana showcased their strength once again by claiming some medals on day 1 of the 2024 Africa Aquatic Zone 2 Swimming Championship at the Aquatic Centre. Now, Ghana fielded some of their top swimmers, including Harry Stacey, Giselle Mensah, are both fresh off their debut appearances at the Paris Olympic Games. A total of 19 countries, including Ghana, are competing for medals in the various swimming events. There's more in the following report. The Aquatic Center at the Baltimore Sports Complex was once again alive with action, hosting the 2024 Africa Aquatic Zone 2 Junior and Senior Swimming Championships. Ghana took on the role of host after Nigeria withdrew as the original host nation. Leading Ghana's efforts were swimming talents such as Abeku Jackson, Giselle Mensah, Harry Stacey, Nubia J, Michael Arthur Krobman, Odumai J, Naima Kankom, and other rising stars. They showcased their dominance against competitors from 18 other countries. In the women's 100-meter freestyle, Nubia J secured a third-place finish, while her fellow Ghanaian Giselle Mensah claimed first place with a time of 59.50. Senegal's Diop Umi finished in second with a time of 59.72 seconds.
I feel really proud to be able to come here and competing for my country. Because it's some good competition where I'm able to see my friend and also compete against them.
I was here for the African Games, so it's great to just be back in the facility, be back with the people also, and it's really a great feeling.
I did the 50 free, the 100 free and the 50 back. They were pretty okay, They weren't exactly the times I was looking for, but here's the start of the season, so we're looking to get better.
Having recently made his Olympic debut, Harry Stacey impressed the home crowd once again by securing 2 gold medals, one in the men's 100-meter breaststroke and the other in the men's 200-meter freestyle.
Feel good actually. It's the beginning of the season. We're not expecting to do best times here, but fitness levels are pretty high. I'm pretty happy with my time so far, so I can't complain.
Delphina Koi, president of the Ghana Swimming Association, stated that the Ghanaian team is determined to win all the medals across the various events.
Go Ghana, we are here to win all the medals, or let's say most of the gold medals. And so far my team has really proven themselves, and I'm proud of them.
Mohamed Diop, president of the African Aquatics, remarked that Ghana hosting the 2024 Africa Aquatics Championships is a significant milestone for the nation, especially following its successful hosting of the 13th African Games.
It is a very nice facility. This facility, we use it in the All African Games, and we are very happy to return in Ghana and can say Ghana, Accra is the capital of swimming in Africa. We're very happy because I want to tell you, in the 4 years, Ghana organized 5 African championships, 3 zonal championships, 1 continental African championships, and all African games. And when we come here, we are at home. We are at home, and we are very happy to be there.
All right, and so that's the update from the Aquatic Center is the 2024 Africa Aquatic Zone 2 Swimming Championship ongoing. The Ghana hosting that championship. So day 2 will continue today. We'll keep you updated. Away from that, Manchester City have claimed the partial victory in a legal fight with the Premier League over commercial rules governing clubs, including 2 large sponsorship deals the club was blocked from completing. Now, an independent panel found the Premier League's rules regarding associated parties transactions break competition law into specific ways. Yes, Sky Sports' Kavi Soliko with more.
Rules were amended in February, and Manchester City and some other clubs as well believe that these rules are a step too far. Manchester City believe the rules are unlawful under UK competition law. That is why they took the unprecedented step of mounting this legal challenge against the Premier League. There was a hearing during the summer, and today we have received the judgment. Some of it has been redacted, but Manchester City believe they have secured a very, very important and significant legal victory against the Premier League over these APT rules.
All right, so that's Sky Sports' Kavi Soliko with that update there. Well, United winger Alexandre Garnacho has pulled out of Argentina's World Cup qualifiers against Venezuela and Bolivia with a knee problem. The 20-year-old who played a full 90 minutes of United's goalless Premier League draw at Aston Villa on Sunday with a strap-in on his left knee has been replaced in the Argentina squad by Leicester City's Facundo Buonanotte. Well, Italy have also called up on cap Udinese striker Lorenzo Luca ahead of this month's Nations League fixtures after Fiorentina forward Moises Kean left the camp with a lower back pain. That's according to the Italian Football Federation. Now, Aston Villa striker John Duran has signed a new deal at Villa Park to keep him at the club until 2030. And a 20-year-old moved from Villa Park in January 2023 and an £18 million deal for Major League Soccer club Chicago Fire, signing a 5.5-year deal until 2028. That's your sports. For more, you can head to Citi Sports Online. That's coming on X at Citi Sports JJ. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell, La Shell, Zonda GH, and Politan Ghana, Papa Nenia. My name is Gabby Ofa. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal, but the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power Pickup, which I take to the office. Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks, located at Tema, off their Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Well, yo, I did tire for Abu Chef. See, everything I do, Abu won't do some. Last year, I bought a cattle farm in Yanton. I see he go buy a farm next to mine. I marry Fauzia. No, he marries Fauzia's sister. I buy my motorbike. I see no, he go buy motorbike too.
But you don't see since you buy your bike, he has bought 4 motorbikes, which have all broken down. He don't maintain bikes at all.
His problem be say he dey put wrong lubricant for his bike inside. The correct motorbike oil where if you put inside be Shell Advanced Lubricant. Shell Advanced Lubricant be the only motorbike oil where they make them for motorbike to protect engine, clutch and brake. Where no. Wait me, I no go tell him. Shell. Hey, well, hey, where you go?
If you don't go tell Abu, me I don't go tell him say make you use Shell Advanced Lubricant for him bike.
Hey, visit any Shell station or distributor today to get your Shell Advanced Lubricant for your motorbike. Shell Advance, complete protection for your bike. In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life. With our suite of superb banking products and services, our clients, corporate, SME, investments and individuals get to enjoy amazing benefits. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're the one for you.
Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. At Heritage Christian University, you are assured of quality education, accredited by GTEC and affiliated to KNUST and UCC. We offer programs like Bachelor of Business Administration, Community Development and Theology, Theology and Ministry, Psychology, Nursing, Information Technology, Information Security, and Business Information Technology. Professional programs like ICA, CING, CIHRM, ABE. We also offer short courses on media and IT. What makes Heritage stand out is our experience and scholar practitioner faculty, entrepreneurial training with financial support, ultra-modern facilities, and hostels. Qualifications for entry is WASI or SSC or GBCE, HND or Diploma Top-Up. Mature 25 years and above. Heritage is located at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Contact us on 054-777-7731 or 020-229-8399 or www.hcuc.edu.gh.
The luckiest star 712 luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can to tickets as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the car cashier. Prizes are cashier in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
Star 712 hash. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Are you a female entrepreneur, young business owner, agribusiness, fintech, or agri-tech venture? This one's for you. We see your need for funding for your business, and we believe that your story matters. So in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, ABSA is offering you collateral-free loans of up to 1 million Ghana cedis at 10% interest rate per annum. We've already pumped over 1.3 billion cedis into over 6,000 businesses. Yours is next. Visit our SME project office, your nearest ABSA branch, or head to absa.com.gh. Your story matters. ABSA.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Moja.
7:35 Citi Breakfast Show. It's the Tuesday edition. A few quick happy birthdays. Richard Darko of Tax and Regulatory Department from the country managing partner of Deloitte. Richard Darko, happy birthday to you. And to my son Jeremy Kwame or Jeremy Kweku Damte Lincoln of Madonna School, Koforidua. It's a joy to the Damte Lincoln family. We thank God for such a gift. We bless our son with wisdom and academic excellence. From the entire family, Michelle, Akosia, Kofi, Efia, grannies, etc., etc. This is from Abraham Lincoln of ECG Koforidua. A wonderful and happy birthday to Abena Adom Echa Kesi Ano. You're 11 years old today. Family is thanking God for your life, praying for grace, love, joy, favor, and mercy from Daddy, Mommy, Shira, Asida, Ima, Ruth, Zion, and the rest of the family. Help us celebrate our dear husband and father, Reverend Professor Odroe Free, and our dear daughter and sister, Nana Odroe Free, who share the same special day, born 1948 and 1984 respectively. As we reflect on the blessings in their lives, we are reminded of Psalm 126 verse 1, when the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion were like those who dreamed. Coming in from Mrs. Odroe Free, family and friends, to Clement Asisma of ABSA Bank Compliance Department. May the Lord continue to bless you. From your brother Francis Ejepon, and to our twins Odefo Efriye Atuga Ousu and Sahini Efriye Atuga Ousu. You are both one today. May you grow to be a blessing and an inspiration to your generation. We love you from Mom and Dad. This is from Foster Ousu and Mrs. Francisca Ousu. A quick one that's coming in. Good morning, Bernard and team. Thanks for the work you're doing. I wish to draw your attention to the development on the new but partially constructed road that connects from the Ashaiman Tunnel, you call it Underbridge, to Community 24 or Boteman. Because the roads were not fully completed, it has started developing potholes and manholes after 5 months of construction. Please use your medium to draw attention to the authorities to possibly complete fully that road so that motorists could enjoy the use of the road. Let's not be unconcerned as usual and allow the road to deteriorate and come back looking for another set of millions to build it. Now, you didn't mention the specific road. What road is this? Is this the one? You said the road that connects from Ashaiman Underbridge to Community 24 or Boteman. Okay, I'm not sure if I know the exact road. So if I'm mistaken, maybe you need to send me more details. Very fluid developments over the past few weeks. So let's put the whole matter in context.
Yes.
Organized Labour met with the president at what was supposed to be a closed-door meeting on Thursday.
Yes.
Then on Friday,
the 4th.
on Friday
on the 3rd, sorry.
Yes, on Friday the 4th, what came out was that the president had pleaded for more time. Yesterday, when Umar Sanda interviewed the leaders of Organized Labour, they said that claim that the president pleaded for more time was not true, and that they discussed a number of things. All right. Then the Organized Labour said that despite whatever promise the president made, they are proceeding with the strike on the 10th. So the Secretary General spoke to Umar Sanda and basically said, we are proceeding with our strike. Right. Now, between October 3, when the meeting was held, and October 7, we've seen two statements from government. The first statement was a very terse one-line statement from the ministry, basically saying there was a meeting that was held. No details were given of what was discussed there in terms of what outcomes. Somehow, yesterday around 8 p.m. or 7:30ish, a statement came, which I read this morning, which had about 10 paragraphs, trying to now break down what transpired in the meeting.
8 p.m.
And also expressing surprise that Organized Labour were proceeding with the strike. So it seems as if the government was assuming that after the Thursday meeting, the strike would be called off. Usually when you meet Organized Labour, they will say to you that we will meet our members and decide the way forward. So there's no time you can ever meet Organized Labour who will give you a decision. So my experience of covering Organized Labour is that whatever you decide with them or discuss with them, they will go and say, we are meeting our members or we're having a meeting on such and such a date. And whatever happens from that meeting, we'll let you know. My suspicion is that whatever was agreed or discussed on Thursday was subject to the meeting they held with their members yesterday. And after the yesterday meeting, the resolve was that they will continue with the strike until they get specific sets of actions from government, which I think prompted the government to now send a statement via the Information Ministry expressing surprise that organized labor wished to continue with the strike. You follow my logic? So I read highlights of the government statement today, and both of you were saying the only new thing you saw there was the promise that they would revoke the LI, which allowed mining in forest reserves. They would get Parliament to initiate the process of revoking. Okay, Sky has already told us that there are two schools of thought on how to deal with this. That there could be the presidential or executive route, and there could be the parliamentary route. He tells us the parliamentary. Be that as it may, simply saying that when Parliament reconvenes, you would initiate the process doesn't go anywhere near the four key demands, because the 4 key demands are simple. 1, declare a state of emergency in places where mining is being done in forest reserves and on water bodies. Declare a moratorium on all forms of small-scale mining. All right. Then use the strength of state to remove the mining from the water bodies and the forest reserves until such a period you feel that the water bodies are pure and the forests are clean. Then, of course, revoke the LI. Then come up with a roadmap, sort of a roadmap. So this is my summary of the 4 positions. If you read the government statement carefully, they seem to say, we will heighten our surveillance. We will make sure security people do their work. You know, a lot of assurances, but very imprecise in terms of specifics. So I think when you listen to, I don't know if we have the interview with the organized labor or
before, I want, just for the sake of clarity, I want Caleb to read out organized labor's original list of demands before the meeting.
Thank you.
When they issued that statement on the 10th or 11th of September. Then we can put that side by side with the outcome of the meeting as directed by the ministry, because then that would let us know what would have led to the decision yesterday on Monday, organized labor, that we are still going ahead with this. So Caleb, if you have the demands,
organized labor, it says 1. Organized labor demands immediate actions from the President of the Republic as follows. 1. An immediate declaration of state of emergency in line with the provisions of the 1992 Constitution, Articles 31 and 31(4). The declaration must incorporate the following. A. An order to halt all forms of mining, legal or illegal, in forest reserves and around water bodies. B. Immediate evacuation of all mining equipment in forest reserves and around water bodies. C. The deployment of the police and military with full orders to remove or destroy all mining equipment and other earth-moving equipment around river bodies and in the forest reserves. 2. The immediate revocation of LI 2462 and withdrawal of all licenses that have been granted for prospecting and mining in forest and protected reserves and also around water bodies. 3. Establish a special court to prosecute the perpetrators of this horrible crime. Organized labor will urgently embark on series of demonstrations and a nationwide strike if government fails to address the concerns raised by the end of September 2024.
So these are the key ones. Immediate, which required immediate action. If that would be the operative word, immediate. So the Ministry of Information's press release, which now gives us further, better particulars on the meeting with organized labor, says that following the call by organized labor and other stakeholders on government to take action on the menace of illegal mining, small-scale mining in the country, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, convened a meeting with organized labor on Thursday, 3rd October 2024 at the Jubilee House. The meeting discussed the long-standing issues of illegal mining, reviewed the situation and government's efforts thus far. It was agreed between the parties that A. Government will collaborate with organized labor and other stakeholders in the fight against illegal mining. B. Government will take steps when Parliament reconvenes this month to revoke the Environmental protection, that is Mining in Forest Reserves Regulations 2023, LI 2462. C. Government would ramp up its enforcement measures, particularly as it relates to prohibiting illegal mining in water bodies and forest reserves. D. Water bodies and forest reserves remain red zones for mining, and all forms of mining in water bodies, as well as reconnaissance, prospecting, exploration, and or small-scale mining in forest reserves remain banned. Law enforcement agencies of the state are fully mandated to rid our water bodies and forest reserves of all forms of mining. E. The Attorney General will collaborate with the Chief Justice to ensure swift adjudication of illegal mining cases. I guess this was to deal with the point on the setting up of a court to deal with mining cases. Government supports the call for all presidential candidates to sign a pact committing to the fight against illegal mining so as to depoliticize this national problem. 3. In light of the above, government is surprised by the decision of organized labor to proceed on an industrial action from 10th October 2024. Government will, however, continue to engage organized labor and other stakeholders in a constructive dialogue in finding solutions for this national menace. Government reiterates its commitment to the fight against illegal small-scale mining and calls on stakeholders to join.
So let's do something. The 4 demands of organized labor, read them again. And then let me see which of them have been dealt with in this.
Right. So the first one is an immediate declaration of state of emergency in line with provisions of the 1992 Constitution, Articles 31 and 31(4). And it says the declaration must incorporate the following. A. An order to halt all forms of mining, legal or illegal, in forest reserves and around water bodies.
Wonderful.
B. Immediate evacuation of all mining equipment in forest reserves and around water bodies.
2.
C. The deployment of police and military with full orders to remove or destroy all mining equipment and other earth-moving equipment around river bodies and in the forest reserves.
All these 3 have not been. All the
3.
things not
4.
Yeah. So now to number 2, which is the main point. The immediate revocation of LI 2462 and withdrawal of all licenses that have been granted for prospecting and mining in forest and protected reserves and also around water bodies.
So this is point 2, general.
Yes.
So this is what they've assured that they want to do when Parliament
want to initiate.
But all the items under point 1, what Godfred read doesn't seem to have addressed that. I do recognize that when you go for negotiations, there are concessions, but I feel like the issue of Galamsey and where it's gotten to,
we must be on them.
from the water company to the health officials to cocoa to farmer livelihoods, I don't think anybody's in the mood for taking 50% or 20%. The government has to do what they have to do.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think maybe beyond the statement, they need to explain their difficulty.
The reluctance.
Yeah, because you tried to explain it last time when you said some people were doing political calculations. And
it's here impliedly in their statement. When they say that the political parties need to sign a pact, what the government is thinking is that while you are asking us to go after these Galamsey boys, the opposition people are saying that when we can, we'll release more people. We'll show you how.
So they are looking at the political cost.
Exactly.
So it's not like the financial or the wherewithal is not there.
No.
It's more the political will.
Yes.
That's how you see it. Which confirms Kwabena Japan yesterday, where he was alluding that this thing seems to have been resurfaced by some orchestration of the opposition.
No, I think
that is their belief.
That's what he said.
I don't know why.
I completely disagree.
Yes, I don't know how they have convinced themselves about that and seem to have made it a key cog in the decision-making process of how to deal with this. Because I think that if you listen to the demands by organized labor and the situation we are at, and again, compare it to other situations. Look, when I bring up COVID again, when the realization of what COVID was and its potential to destroy this country, the president spoke about how we cannot
bring people back, but we can bring the economy back to life.
The economy back to life. I want to ask respectfully, how different is this? because a strong economic argument has been made. I've heard Mr. Martinez make that economic argument. I've heard Mr. Jinapo make that economic argument. I've heard Mr. Duka make the economic argument. I've heard a lot of those who are against the immediate cessation of activities, temporarily at least, make that economic argument that it is too valuable to the economy of this country. But we're also saying that we halted the economy of this country in almost 5 or 6 municipal centers for close to 2.5 months. In fact, we shut one particular border. Richard Sky sat here, went to the border and came to complain about it for over a year, killing the economy of that entire enclave
in the
name of we are keeping COVID out. Nobody had died there. The environment was not under attack at that point. But the instruction was, until we are clear in our minds that this country has truly come to terms with COVID and the damage that it can do potentially to this country, this is what we will do. We changed travel arrangements. We enforced social distancing in this country. The police were on the streets. In fact, if they met you under certain conditions, you would have problems. We changed the laws of this country. I remember an article Professor P.J. did on the emergency powers that were handed to the president, who said that, we didn't need it. But a lot of Ghanaians went with it and said, look, we need the president to have these powers because
in our own interest,
he needs to do certain things to protect us. So I ask myself, what is the difference between that and what is so apparent, what is so obvious? That the president still, he's reluctant to utilize the same emergency powers that he was so happy back then to use.
The other thing the president said during COVID was that he will follow the science.
Yes.
If he's following the science on mining, if he follows the science on mining, he should have acted
long time ago.
Because this is one of the few issues that various fields, you've had the medical association, the nurses, medical and dental guys speaking. Then you've had the pathologists, all right? Then you've had the environmental scientists, okay? Then because you're talking about various things, cancer, so oncologists are talking. Then you even have the gynae and obs. We're talking of childbirth. We're talking of infertility. The number of things that this is causing. Then we're talking about even the economic argument. Even if you want to make an economic argument,
for it.
I'll give you something. Yesterday, Mr. Iti said, not negligible amounts of the illegal gold get into our official reserves. So his point was that the people who are mining illegally, we don't even get the proceeds from the business they do. That's what he said, and you can listen. So he said that because they were asking whether the government was treating this with kids' gloves because they were depending on some of the illegal. And he said, no. Those people, they smuggle their gold out.
Then the trade-off is not worth it.
That's my point. So if you want to do an economic argument, you're saying that Ghana is Africa's largest producer of gold. 30% of that is artisanal. Okay. Now, if a group of people are illegally doing artisanal and medium-scale mining and smuggling the gold out, it's depriving you of revenue. Do you understand my point?
Unless you are benefiting from it.
Good. So it's depriving you of revenue. That is the gold they mine. They are allegedly smuggling it or selling it to people illegally. So you don't get the proceeds of that gold. Number two, they are destroying cocoa farms. And there's evidence that your cocoa output is going down. They are destroying palm and rubber plantations. So other cash crops are suffering. They are destroying livelihoods of regular farmers. So people are now, then they are destroying water. So the cost of processing water, I don't see any, even on the economy, if you want to be very strict on the numbers, I doubt it. If they can make an economic argument for the destruction going on. So this is why you see, let's engage. And I'm happy that on this issue, it's not just a few people shouting. There's a body of knowledge that has been put together by over 50 groups. People in peasant farmers, people in seed crops, geospatial scientists, the Academy of Arts and Sciences, lawyers. What I'm trying to say is that the government does not have a monopoly of the insights around this.
But if they have it, they should put it on the table.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's interrogate it.
Every argument that has been put out, there is a counter argument which is far superior. So unless it's the political consideration, which he says is implied, which I tend to believe, I do not see any logical reason why a government would allow And for nothing at all, the reputation of your gold globally, and everything, because in international media is circling. There was a report you sent me from CBS or NBC. When they start circling, they start looking at gold prices, Ghana being the number one producer. There was a whole conversation about blood diamonds, which affected a lot of the exports of countries that were into diamonds. So what we are doing is we are causing a generational destruction of our fortunes on every count. And I think that those who believe that winning political power is everything, they are not showing us that they are committed to the country's cause. Because they do not understand the importance of those who are calling for them to act, thinking that we don't matter. Because allegedly, and I'm even saying that the evidence that fighting Galamsey cost them 2020 is tenuous. Because when you look at the numbers don't say it. We've looked at all the 70 mining constituencies, we've broken it down to specific constituencies, and that there's no evidence that it was a fight against Galamsey that cost anything. Yet somebody has pushed that agenda and somebody believes it. And so organized labor must be steadfast in their stance. Let's listen to what Joshua Ansah said to Umaru Sanda. He sought to sort of tidy up some of what he claims were misreportage of what happened in the meeting, but also express the fact that they would continue with their 10th of October action.
It's very important to actually let you know the outcome, the detailed outcome that came out from our meeting.
Right.
Yeah, so that to be a balanced report. Good. I think that when we met the president on the 3rd, we deliberated on the issues, our demands of which you are aware. That what we came out with is this, that the government will collaborate with organized labor and the stakeholders in the fight against Galamsey. Number 2, the government will take steps when Parliament reconvenes this month to revoke the environmental protection, that is the mining and in forest reserve regulation 2023 LI 2462. Again, government would ramp up its enforcement measures, particularly which relates to, prohibiting the mining in water bodies and forest areas. For the Attorney General will collaborate with the Chief Justice to set up courts dedicated to deal with prosecutions of illegal mining. Then the Attorney General will again collaborate with the Chief Justice to ensure swift adjudication of illegal mining. Then government supports the call for all presidential candidates to sign a pact committing to the fight against illegal mining. And the last paragraph says that government reiterates its commitment to the fight against illegal mining and calls on all stakeholders to join the fight. President has never requested for any time. When I hear the press saying that, I don't know where that statement is coming from.
Right.
President had the discussions with us, and this is the outcome. He did not request for even a day. He only discussed the issue with us and directed that this demands, or this, what these steps that the government is going to be taking should be written to us. That has been done correctly. The president has not said anything. We had a discussion. We said by the 10th of October, if nothing has been done, there will be a nationwide strike. The president discussed the issues with us, our demands with us, and what he's able to do is what he's told us, and it's written vividly on this paper.
So that was this is not the interview. This was the initial interaction between Secretary General Joshua Ansah and the press. When we come back, we'll play you the interview where organized labor is saying that they will not back down. It's getting very interesting. As I said, the Minerals Commission CEO was also on
before the government assurance.
Yes, and it was and for me, my summary was that he was basically saying the security agencies are not working, and that anybody mining in a river body is doing illegality.
I don't think he himself is working.
Well, for what I gleaned from what he's saying, though, which is useful for me, because if you say that anybody mining in a water body is doing an illegality, why hasn't the state stopped them?
His job is to regulate the space.
Yeah.
And if people have gotten exploration licenses and they are using them beyond what they were. The money.
No, his point is that some of them don't even have any license.
That's true.
It's a free for all.
Yeah, but he is to regulate the space.
Yes, and his point is that if somebody who doesn't have a license is on a water body, we know he's doing an illegal. So we have told the police that if you see anybody on a water body, it's doing an illegality, arrest the person. Because we are not arresting officers. Do you understand my point? So what he's trying to do is saying that the weight of the criticism must go to the
He
enforcement.
spoke only about Enyinem.
No, that's what I'm saying. If in relation to water bodies,
yeah.
So he said, for example, no, I'm not defending him. Don't argue with him. You're not listening. I'm saying that what the man is saying is that anybody mining on the water body is committing an illegality. Now let's assume that that is true. If that is true, why hasn't the state moved to remove all those people? That's the question I'm
As
asking.
the regulator of the space,
Yes,
he should come and provide us a list of areas affected by what he's talking about, and say that on so and so date they wrote to the IGP, drawing the attention to these specifics, and it was legitimately expected that the IGP was to move their men to go and deal with it. And
so you are saying that beyond saying that everybody mining on water body is wrong, since he polices. By the way, who polices water bodies in Ghana?
They have the Water Resources Commission.
So let's be careful. So you see, somebody is going on water body to mine. So even though the activity is doing is mining,
yes, it's mining,
it doesn't necessarily mean that water bodies are under the Minerals Commission.
No, you see, so there are a number of institutions come into play, but the immediate space that is regulated is mining.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You are mining, and you are doing it illegally.
Good.
And the law that deals with that immediately is our act dealing with the mining space, which says you are not to do A, B, C.
So who's supposed to enforce
Of course,
that?
there is an
So your point is that since he's the enforcer of mining,
yes,
he should say
we have a problem.
Somebody is mining on a water body.
Yes.
So police go and catch the person.
Exactly.
But does he have the capacity to police all water bodies?
So
does his I'm coming. You see, that's how we have interagency collaboration. So, for example, if somebody's in a forest doing mining, you need both Forestry Commission, Minerals Commission, and EPA.
That's where coordination.
So what I'm trying to say is that he may well have the power to regulate mining, but he doesn't have the power to regulate what happens on water bodies. So whoever is in charge of water bodies must also collaborate to say. So Minerals Commission can say, I've written to all water commission offices that there's nobody giving any license to do anything on water. So if you see anybody on your water, they are doing illegality.
Have they done that?
That's the question you're asking, which he has to answer.
Yes.
That question he has to answer, not me. So beyond saying it to Parliament, he then must go beyond and go to the police to tell them what to do. Anyway, we'll look at that. 8:03 is the time. Tech and social media trends is the segment. Telecel and
First Bank
the
Ghana.
sponsors.
If you're sending money to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone, it is easy now. Through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems PAPS, you can send and receive money from these countries for business and personal purposes. Just visit any of our branches nationwide with your cash and your money is transferred. All you need is a First Bank Ghana account. It's another way we are putting you first. For more information, call 0596 921 921. First Bank, you first. And for the Telecel More Money promo, it's getting more exciting. Over 1.2 million Ghana cedis has been giving out in a daily weekly draw with more to go. You can join in, opt in for free by dialing star 500 hash or send win to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app. If you reload your mobile using Telecel Cash Wallet, you get the chance of winning as well. It's a promo that's regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. T's and C's apply. Telecel, connecting energy.
So Nathan Kwao will keep us updated on the trends. Charlie, it's been fire,
bro.
Social media.
Yeah. Kenya is also facing his own problems.
Oh, they've also started again.
The account moment.
Kenya.
The president and the vice are fighting.
Charlie,
today.
Kenya, government has to explain that to us. They want to come on the vice.
Let's get into the trends. Stop Galamsey is still here.
Stop Galamsey is still trending.
Still here.
That's been very consistent for 3 weeks.
3 weeks. It's
wonderful.
Still here. In line with that, Oliver Barker is trending. You know, yesterday you had some of the protesters getting bail. Oliver Barker's bail bid was.
By the way, those who were giving bail were they actually released? Because I know you lawyers are interesting. You can say someone has been granted bail, but he has to meet the bail condition. So you can be granted bail and then still be kept until you meet
Yes, so they say
so we need to clarify if they are out.
We'll get into that.
We need to clarify.
Staying with that, yesterday was Dr. Baumia's birthday. Baumia at 61 still
Baumia
trending. And then he was at a function where he mentioned he launched the Citizen app.
Yeah.
So Citizen app is also here.
Trending.
You know, to some sporting trends. So all of these things are related. Thomas Partey, Michael Bedu, Exco, Black Stars, Kwesi Appiah, and Sudan. Now, Ghana will play on Thursday. So I'm decoupling the trends for you.
Football.
Ghana will play on Thursday in Accra. Yesterday, CAF wrote a letter to the GFA. Remember, Kwesi Appiah is head coach of Sudan, but he's also on the GFA's executive council. So CAF wrote to the FA and said, listen, you can't have this gentleman holding these two positions. So yesterday, Kwesi Appiah stepped down temporarily as member of the Exco because CAF cited a conflict of interest.
So I mentioned this here.
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I remember when Richard first mentioned it. So he's no longer on the Exco for the time being.
No, he's on our side.
He's coaching. He's coaching the Black Stars. Now to the Thomas Partey side of the trend. So yesterday it was announced that Thomas Partey, Joseph Pinsel,
if Sudan goes away with 3 points, Kwesi Appiah is not leaving Ghana.
two other players, Kingsley Schindler, and another player, will all miss the game due to injury. And then 4 other players were called as replacements, including Michael Bedu. He plays in Sweden for
Partey
Elfsborg.
has been doing so well for us now. I hope this injury is a short one.
But is it they have withdrawn?
So he's not going to play.
He's not going to play
because of injury.
Yes, that's the reason he gave.
Oh, but it's true. He didn't play there. You know, he didn't start the other.
Yeah, he didn't start. So that's that.
Now Partey is Charlie on point.
You know, so AFCON, all of that trending as well. To some tech news very quickly, and in the UK, something interesting is happening.
Tell me.
Lab-grown meat and vegetable products may be getting close to approval for consumption.
I bind it.
Okay, as the food safety watchdog, which is the UK's food safety regulation, will be researching into them to ensure that.
Sorry, hold on. They are growing meat in a lab.
In a lab.
What has happened to cows and mating?
Oh,
you're saying that you are killing them.
We are killing them.
No, that's just one side. The other side is that, you know, when you're growing these things, they produce emissions that are sometimes damaging to the environment.
You know, all of those things.
The amount of
the circular economy, the way God has made things, even that methane is also used by something. You know, it's the circularity that you interrupt that causes problems.
The scientists must.
So now want to grow meat.
So that's coming from the food standards.
So those of us who are rearing cows, what will we do?
Well, you continue.
You go hungry.
Yeah. So they call it cell cultivated products, and they are a new type of food made without using traditional farming methods such as rearing livestock.
You haven't had the meatless burger before, like the vegetable one. They make the meat out of vegetables. They have this whole process.
So yeah, that's what's there.
There's a thin line between advancement and control. There's a thin line between advancement and control. We have to be careful.
Don't follow the science.
No, but no.
On this matter,
use common sense. Meet the one.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to bank be no lie? Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking, it's in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. First Bank will treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Can't wait, tell you so the more money promo nabo.
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecel More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana Cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana Cedis in the daily and weekly draw. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500. Or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi 97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi 973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi 973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Auntie and her replica. Long time. How may I help you?
Auntie Ama, our course has gained admission to the university, but the money to pay for her fees is my headache now. Where am I going to get 2,500 cedis in this Ghana? Where?
Yes, stop that. You don't have to stress about the fees. Say, keep your cloth. John Mahama and the NDC say when they come to power, all first-year students in all public universities, technical universities, college of education and nursing training will pay no academic fees. The first year is free.
Hey! This is the best news I've heard this year. Wow!
See, that is not all. Listen! JDM says continuing students can apply and access a student loan plus, which is higher than the normal student loan, to support the payment of their fees. So when a course goes to second year, she will have access to the student loan plus to continue her education.
Wow! God bless you, JDM.
What is so heartwarming is a free tertiary education for our brothers and sisters who are physically challenged.
JDM, God bless the stomach that gave birth to you.
Vote for change. Vote for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
All right. I am Ohinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. And this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms. So invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Keeping your smile healthy and strong is important to Colgate. That's why this month, Colgate is giving you an opportunity to get a free dental screening. We want to help take care of your oral health beyond just brushing your teeth daily with our products, because we believe our smile is our strength. Our dentists are here for your smile. Please note that the dentists will screen you and provide advice around how to manage your oral health. There will be no procedures or treatments done. Visit Colgate Ghana on our Facebook page to find out more. This advert is FDA approved.
Beyond every boardroom is a story waiting to be written. A story of a business and its potential, of a community that thrives, a hospital that serves, and energy that powers millions of dreams. It's a story that only gets better with a partner that has the expertise and solutions to make it a reality. At Absa Corporate and Investment Banking, we are invested in your story, and we invite you to write it with us, because your story matters. Absa. Authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
I'm saying that Ghana must not introduce free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Many mistakes have been made by countries in Africa already with free SHS.
Akufado, minya wudienye, wuye bwe, bawumia, minya wudienye, wuye bwe.
Hey, Mami Jamefua, why are you so excited this hot afternoon?
My sister, when I remember what Free SHS has done for me and my children, I can't help but be happy for what Nanado and Dr. Bawumia have done. You remember when I lost my husband who was the breadwinner?
Yes, I remember very well.
There was no hope for my 3 children to go to school until Nanado and Dr. Bawumia introduced Free SHS. Now my children, Kofi, Esi, and Kojo, attend all these big schools. In fact, do you know they are saying they want to review it? That's one. Some of their people are saying that they should cancel. Others too are saying they should make some people pay the fees.
Hey, they want to do their thing again. Who is going to pay and who will be going for free? They want to push we the poor people aside and start using their connection men and protocol to access the Free SHS life-changing policy.
That is why we have to do everything in our civil rights to make sure they don't come and spoil this good thing for us.
This Free SHS policy that Mahama and his people said is not possible, but now see,
it is possible. This year, we are voting to protect the Free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, number 1 on the ballot.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Minutes past 8, Citi Breakfast Show. To all the female entrepreneurs, agribusiness owners, and young entrepreneurs out there, we see you. We understand the challenges you face. Your story matters, and we are here to support you every step of the way. In partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, ABSA is offering SME loans at an unbelievable 10% interest rate per annum. Imagine having access to up to 1 million CDs completely collateral free. This isn't just talk. We've already disbursed over 600 million CDs, supporting over 1,600 businesses within the past year, and we're especially proud that 67.3% of our beneficiaries are women-owned enterprises. Your success is our success. If you're ready to write the next chapter of your success story, visit our SME project office nearest ABSA branch or absa.com.gh for more information. Your story matters, ABSA.
That's right, and there is a new order of retirement is now here. You can retire on your own terms with guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today. Start receiving monthly income to enjoy perfect retirement. Part of it is that you get to enjoy salary increase by 16% in 2023-2024. Call us on 050-453-4333. Visit www.oldmutual.com.gh. Simply dial *789*01#. Request a call or Brapa Ahotonkwa. Old Mutual do great things. And here's the game changer for SMEs. Hello Biz is here. Is our new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. 4G plus router with 10 GB of free data, Microsoft Office 365, genuine Microsoft applications, web, Wiz, Unicorn, and all that comes with it. With MTN Yellow Biz, your business will gain access to advanced productivity tools. Stay ahead of the competition. Call 100 or 0244308811. Email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com. and you are good to go. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, if you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, then Lancaster University Ghana is the place for you. They will give you up to 50% scholarship for your degree, and you'll be taught by the finest faculty trained to UK standards. Send them an email, admissions@lancaster.edu.gh, or call them on 020-960-7008. Lancaster University Ghana is the only British uni campus in West Africa. Now, if you are not a customer of Enterprise, this is the best time to join, because you are going to experience their new loyalty program, the Enterprise Advantage Points. Whatever it is you do, you can rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policies, and doing a lot more. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise app to get started. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless. Enterprise, your advantage. Now, this Thursday, 10th October at 8 a.m., the HR Focus Conference 2024 is happening at the Accra International Conference Center. The theme, Reinventing HR for a Globally Thriving Workforce. The speakers are Brent Nati, MD of Engine Ghana, Georgina Bartels, Regional HR Manager, Newmont Africa, and Augustine Gomo, HR Director of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, and many others. Tickets go for 600 CDs, and there's a special discount for members of the HR Focus Universe. Membership is free. You need to call 050-962-0204 to book your seats now.
From a couple of quick comments before we take you into some interviews.
Okay, this one. All right, this one says, this joke of a form of governance is so revealing. I wonder why anyone with the right sense, knowing we give them power to them, will be sitting down, tickling themselves and laugh. This one says, in all honesty, I don't know how come some of the best people go into politics and lose their logic. If really politics is the reason for organized labor's demands, then really what are they doing? What are they still doing in power? That should tell them they have failed and they have lost already. Anthony von Barry sent that. The economy was shut down during COVID because of the funds and money from IMF and World Bank. So it was never about the citizens, but all about the money they siphoned. The Galamsey is money into their private pockets, not about the economy. That's coming from Kojo. Even from Kwabenya says, kudos to organized labor for not rescinding their decision to embark on a strike on Thursday. The Galamsey situation is critical. That's coming from Eliklim Akurugu. Jones Adoboinla says, organized labor should know that Ghanaians and our ancestors will never forgive them if they fail us. Ebenezer says, I was thinking about everything mining in Ghana and how problematic it is since and now. I think all the politicians should stop advocating to the world that we have so many resources. It says everything else, including lands, will be destroyed and damaged. I'm seeing ahead of those areas, mining areas like Obuasi and Takwa, 5 to 10 years from now, a kind of disaster will happen over there. Quite a long one.
Yeah,
quite a long one.
lot to say. All right, let's hear Martin Oyisi's conversation or appearance before the Government Assurances Committee of Parliament yesterday.
Illegalities, as far as what is annoying all of us, the 34 million Ghanaians, including persons unborn, comes from two categories. And I'll be honest with members here. Persons who don't have the requisite authorizations, approvals, howsoever described, who are going there and doing what they don't have the authority to do. In other words, you've not been permitted to do it. So, for example, you get into the forest, you are not licensed, and you are doing it. That is one. By far, that is what is common. And two, Chair, I'll be sitting here and lying to you to say that persons who have not been licensed, some of them have not fallen foul of the law. So the illegality comes from two sources. Some people who have been given license and have strayed. That is true. And then those who don't have any license and they are also working. That is wrong. Chair, a few things here. Like Honorable Dafiamopo said, if there's anything, main income rather need resources, which I'm getting anyway, nobody can say it's enough. Resources, tools, and resources to make us more efficient. That's a fact. But you see, he referred to, his first question was, persons who are working illegally. Is it not our duty to assist the security agencies to stop them? Chair, there are two things happening here. One, licenses are not issued to anybody to mine a water body. So in the first place, anybody who goes to the water body to go and mine is engaged in a criminal activity. We need to be clear about that. He's engaged in a criminal activity. If we have to give any special permit for anybody to do anything in a water body, is what we do for VRA. That from time to time they come for this special permit to dredge the estuary to allow these water snails that host the behavior parasite to go away. We do that, and that's a proper thing. Outside that, there's no way we'll give you a license to go and mine a mineral in a water body. We don't do that. So anybody who gets into the water body is involved in illegality. Now, Chair, through the Chair, Honorable Dafiamepo, so when somebody gets up and enters a brim, and typically they go in the night, like 11, 10 there, and then by 4 a.m. they file out. They go into the night. Once the Minerals Commission makes it known to the appropriate security agencies that this person, people are working here at night and all those things, our job ends there. So I struggle a little bit when we are, again, I use a Konongo example. So the District Officer of Minerals Commission goes around. That is his job. Go around and monitor operations. Ensure that persons that have been licensed follow the law. Some do breach, and it's his duty to exert the appropriate punishment. Okay? And then he charges upon an activity or an area where people are mining. There are two things he will do. Like the Konogo one that is by the roadside. He reported to the District Assembly and said that I have found this activity. It is close to the road. We have not licensed it. So you are bringing it to your attention to take action. So Honorable Dafiamikwa, like you said, that is the role of the commission. He's informed the District Assembly. So what the District Assembly is supposed to do is to organize appropriate security, go and stop that activity. As head of DICE. You understand? As head of DICE. If we have to seek for more powers like you are saying, to bear arms and all those things, then government police will have to change, and that will be too much for us. I mean, look at the number of water bodies in this country. And respectfully, forestry people bear arms. So how are people entering the forest to do what they are doing where they don't have a license? It is different if people have not got all the license they entered the forest. So I would not ask government give us powers to go and bear arms and all those things. And then one more example, we have reported severally that behind Inyam police station, people are doing stuff there which we have not permitted. So how come that the police is not taking action
to assist CEO? CEO, you see, I've been privileged to serve on the Public Accounts Committee, and so the auditor, as part of his annual audit, sometimes flag some of these issues, so they come before us. You'll be surprised to hear that the Forestry Commission is also complaining that when they confront these persons and entities deep within their forest cover, they are able to exhibit licenses supposedly emanating from your commission, permitting them to engage in the activity. So what do they do? So I'm just trying to bring these matters to your attention that whilst you seek to rely on the Forestry Commission and other service security services to help you enforce and be more effective in the performance of your functions under the law, there appears to be a lacuna. That is why I think that if you ask for enhanced powers, then all of you could be operating in a coordinated manner to dealing with the matter, so that when a prospective Galamsey is found at dead of night, like you indicated, in a setting, let's say close to a riverbed, with an excavator and all those machinery about to operate, then it cannot be saying that you granted him the license, because the forestry officer is unable to determine whether the license granted, the cadastral map covers the area where it's been located immediately or not. It takes a bit of days. By the time they come back, the degradation has been done and the cost is lost.
I'm very happy you, Honorable Dafiamikwa, asked this question. Let me explain the forestry thing. Then I'll go back to the other one so that I can close the chapter on your first question and deal with the other two. Chair, for anybody to work lawfully in a forest reserve, to explore and mine, these are the approvals a person is required. You need a mineral right, a license. You have to have that. You need a forestry entry permit. That is given by the Forestry Commission. Forestry, you must give you an entry permit. That you must have a forestry entry permit. Then you have to have EPA permit. You have to go through a certain rigor. They work with the Forestry Commission on that. Then apart from that, and in any case, EPA sits on our licensing committee. EPA and Lands Commission sits on that. So you need a license properly so called. You must have obtained your forestry permit. You must have EPA permit. Then apart from that, you need an arrangement with Forestry Commission and say that if I destroy the size of this respectful meeting room, maybe I'm going to replant 3-4 times. That's the kind of thing Newmont has in Achim. That's the kind of thing Chirano has. That's the kind of thing Ghana Boss has in 1941 has. So I am not passing the buck, and that's not my nature. Yes, so I'm coming to answer your question. So if somebody shows up with a license in the forest, maybe the one Honorable Suhini and maybe Honorable Okujetu constantly raise about, and Forestry Commission says that, listen carefully, respectfully, Forestry Commission says that he is having Minerals Commission license, then respectfully, that Forestry Commission officer is failing us. Because for him to allow that activity, it means that they should have given him a forestry entry permit. And forestry entry permit is not even enough. When the person must have had EPA. So did he show him EPA? Did he show him forestry entry permit from his own boss? And in any case, has he showed him that formal arrangement to replant and all those things? So if the Forestry Commission says that, oh, he's holding a license signed by the Minister and the Commission of Minerals Commission, so we are helpless, he has failed us. Because his entry permit must even allow that activity in the first phase. The person must show, so even if somebody has a license showing that, oh, I'm holding this license 16 kilometers square, that allows me to explore mine, draw forest river, or any forest reserve in Ghana. Okay, for the person to work lawfully, all the other permits must have been granted. And even if it is a mining lease, it should even be ratified, like Newmont and Co. So if all the approval, even if the 10 approvals are required, he has 9, he has not got one. Because of the sensitive nature of the forest, if he goes there to do anything, that is illegal mining. So all those people who are displaying Minerals Commission or licenses, signed by the minister, and they have not got all the other authorization, anything that they indulge in is Galamsey. So that forestry officer who tells you that, oh, he has flagged a license, and that's why we allow him, or that is enjoying, then it means he has not done his work well.
So that was Martin A.C. taking his turn at the hearing of the Government Assurances Committee. Time check is 8:32. So again, interagency collaboration, mining in forest reserves requires EPA, Forestry Commission plus Minerals Commission. People mining on water bodies are committing crime; they have to be removed. So that is point number one. Point number two: does government's assurance deal with what we've asked for collectively as civil society, media, organized labor? The answer is here. Let's listen to Abdul Gbana, General Secretary of Ghana Mine Workers Union, who spoke to us on the latest with organized labor's position on the issues.
I must say that out of utmost respect and courtesy to the office of the President, when we served notice in September, we, at his instance, we engaged with him and we were quite clear on the demands that we had put forward. Our expectation was for him to walk the talk by putting into action many of the issues that we had outlined. Unfortunately, even the ad hoc committee that he set up, this same ad hoc committee that met with the leadership of organized labor, promised to come back to organized labor within a week. Unfortunately, they did not. Not even a word to organized labor to say, look, we met with you, we said we'll come back to you within a week. We met with the President. Well, the issues about whether we should allow some time and all of that, as far as we are concerned, the clock is ticking. And for every day that we fail to do something very robustly about this matter, the more we put a lot of people in harm's way and threaten, our very lives. And so I think that the demands are pretty straightforward. What we are saying is for the President to comply fully. It's in our collective interest for him to do so. He's not doing this for himself. He's not doing it for any political party. He's doing it for the Ghanaian people. And so he has our fullest support as Ghanaians. And I can assure you that the overwhelming majority of the Ghanaian people are fully behind this cause. They want the President to ensure that at least Galamsey is dead in the bad. We can guarantee our future and the future of the children here.
Did you feel disrespected as organized labor by the silence of both the president and his appointees who set up that committee or who formed that committee?
I mean, no doubt about that. If you, out of courtesy, indulge somebody a meeting that was at his instance, and then the indication was that he'll get back to you within a week, and then the week elapses, he doesn't get back to you. He's really not bothered about the very things that he committed to do. Only for organized labor to have an emergency meeting on the 1st of October to decide on the way forward was when the president came with a request to meet with the leadership of organized labor. We feel quite slighted. We feel quite disrespected by that action. But what we are saying, in essence, it is not about a personality clash. Neither is it about whether one is respected or the other is not. It's about an existential threat, that bedevils all of us. Whether we like it or not, Galamsey remains Galamsey. So let's focus on the substantive issue of dealing with this Galamsey once and for all, rather than, finger pointing and all that. What we are saying is that there's a need for us to change our tactics. There's a need for the president to approach this matter with a completely different sense altogether. And the agency that this matter requires is obvious for all of us to see. And so what we are requiring from the government, and for that matter the president, is for him to at least focus on, the mining in river bodies, mining in forest reserves. And it's important that I also clarify the issue around small-scale mining and the complete ban on small-scale mining. It's not the issue that organized labor has put out there. Organized labor is saying that there's a need for a ban when it comes to mining in our forest reserves, whether legal or illegal. There's a need for a ban when it comes to mining in our river bodies, whether legal or illegal. These are matters that are non-negotiable. These are matters that threaten our future and our survival. And as human beings, we need to be deliberate about dealing with it.
Pollution of the rivers and streams. No more destruction of the motherland. No more destruction. Pollution of the rivers and streams.
So that was Abdul Gbana, General Secretary. So, Governor, I think organized labor is very clear. They are asking for specific actions, and the government is saying they will do some things. We have agreed to do certain things. We are surprised the strike is going on. And it seems as if I don't know how to put it. The clarity that is required, it doesn't seem to be forthcoming from the government.
Mr. Thomas Gbana spoke.
Abdul Gbana.
Mr. Thomas Abdul Gbana spoke clearly. Laid out. He says, these things are non-negotiable. Don't go and mine in the forest. Ban it. The government has already told us it's banned. Okay, if it's banned, enforce the ban. Mining along water bodies is banned. Okay, enforce the ban. It is not negotiable. And he talks about how obvious the urgency of the matter is. He says everybody can see it. So I support the position that organized labor holds on this matter. Personally,
they're not backing down.
I don't think they should back down. That's what I'm saying. I support the position that they hold personally. I can't speak for everybody on the show, but personally, I go for that. Support the position that it should not be negotiable. You see, until the matter of urgency. You see that word, urgency. Everybody has realized how urgent it is to get a solution to this problem. The government doesn't have to think too much about the solution. All kinds of experts have done the work. You can simply pick and choose which ones work best for you. And take it from there. They have none of the demands can be considered excessive in the face of the challenges that we are facing. None of them. Which again brings us to why there is a difficulty in making headway with this. And there's something I want to address.
Yeah, before you
yes,
that,
please.
Has this been tried? The things that organized labor is asking for, has it been tried elsewhere? And
Yes, I can give an example. I was going to get to that, but I think bringing this to my attention, Scott, there was a story I wanted to tell Bernard the other time. I will share. But just to say, before I get to that, there is, staying on the matter of organized labor, there is organized labor represents us. And by us, I mean the entire country in this matter. I get the feeling there is an attempt to let organized labor be the bad person in this matter. Organized labor has not done anything.
So this is beyond organized labor. It's not them. It's
No. It's the whole. It's
fully.
A large part of the citizenry that they represent in this matter. I think you have Jenna.
Let me speak to the minister, MP for Damongo and Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Abu Jinapo, is joining us for an interview. Good morning, Honorable Abu Jinapo. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. My good friend Bernard.
Good, I'm fine. How are you doing too, sir? Good morning. Can you hear me? All right, we have a challenge. We'll bring him back on the line. Let's continue.
The attempts to make organized labor the bad person in this, I think, should not be supported. Organized labor, stay the course. We are with you. Now, on the matter of this, in Peru, and it's weird how similar the profiles are. Ghana is the largest producer of gold in Africa. Peru is the largest producer of gold in South America.
Okay.
Had the similar problem. Mining in the Amazons, mining along the edges of the rivers on a scale that we have not even yet broached in this country. There were whole cities built around this. The impact was significant. The Amazon in their side of the world was being washed away. Water bodies gone. 2019, they launched a massive operation on a place called Las Papas, which basically is the epicenter.
Okay. Let me go back to Abu Jinapo. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Bernard, I can hear you. I'm actually driving in the countryside, so the network is breaking.
So let's make do with what we have. What is your understanding of the demands of organized labor and other civil society groups in relation to this mining challenge?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. As you may be aware, the president convened a meeting between organized labor and government. And our understanding was that the meeting was very productive and fruitful. And at the end of the meeting, both parties concluded that this age-old menace is one that will require collaboration from all actors, organized labor, government, civil society, people like yourself and the advocacy you've been involved in, traditional authorities, local government agencies, and all of that, to be able to ultimately come to grips with this age-old problem. Of course, government has a much, much bigger responsibility and a lead role in this fight. Of course, we made it very clear that this fight has been ongoing for the past 7 years, and a whole lot of interventions have been put in, including at some stage, literally, if you want me to put it bluntly, burning of excavators, and hundreds, if not thousands of them were burned across the country, and we all were witnesses to the furore and the uproar that it generated in this country. And several other measures. I mean, the community mining interventions, the gold catchers we brought, Operation Vanguard, and then subsequently Operation Alt, and a lot more interventions, including adverts in mining communities and all of that to try and sensitize people in these communities. Of course, the issue of LI came up, LI 2462, I hope I'm right. And then that was also discussed thoroughly. In the end, the consensus was reached between government and organized labor that government would take steps to repeal the LI when Parliament reconvenes. There was a question about setting up special courts to prosecute illegal small-scale mining, which was also discussed, and the Attorney General gave the indication that this is work that he had begun already, and the expeditious trial of offenders of illegal small-scale mining and several other things. And so, by and large, the meeting, in our view, concluded successfully. But be that as it may, I mean, government is taking note of the position organized labor is announced yesterday.
Okay.
And several engagements are going to take place moving forward, not just with organized labor, but with the broad spectrum of the Ghanaian society and various stakeholders in the Ghanaian society for us to get on with this matter.
Okay.
As you may have heard, there are some other interventions which we've been working on over the period, which are going to materialize in the coming days and weeks, which is the concept of River Guard. We've recruited a number of personnel, Ghanaians, and the Ghana Navy is trained them and all of that, and they are going to be constantly patrolling the river bodies of our country. But what's the point I'm making? I'm saying that we are not where we should be. The situation we have on our hands is not satisfactory. But a lot of work is being done. Some progress is being made.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Honorable, I wanted to just...
It has to be a process.
Fair enough. The basis for the demands for organized labor was the premise that the menace has reached, quote, a crisis proportion, unquote. For example, they say that the depletion of our forest cover has never been this rapid. Destruction of our water bodies is at an unprecedented scale, and our entire ecosystem is on the precipice, unquote. And therefore, they made specific demands on the basis of what I've just said, that an immediate declaration of a state of emergency be made with some 3 or 4 sub-actions, including halting all forms of mining in forest reserves and around water bodies, an immediate evacuation of all mining equipment in forest reserves and around water bodies, the deployment of police and military with full orders to remove and destroy all mining equipment and other earth-moving equipment around river bodies and in forest reserves. So that was the first request. I take note of the points you made about LI 2462, but it seems as if the most pressing issue was the urgency of the situation and the request for specific things that I just read.
No, let me respond to that specifically. You know, first of all, I don't intend to engage in a public banter with organized labor. It's not helpful. Neither am I interested in engaging in open contestation with them. But you see, we have to also be fair to the fact, and I will want anybody or any institution or whatever body to put these claims or statements I'm about to make to test. Ghana was about the 2 or 3 countries in the world that had a slowdown of the rate of deforestation. And this is not my making. It's a verdict by internationally recognized body that makes determination of the rate of deforestation. Ghana, I think, alongside Brazil and Colombia, were the only countries last year to have had a reduction in the rate of deforestation. The forest cover of our country, and I can give you the data, the specific data, from 2017 to date, the forest cover that has been added is more than all the forest cover, in fact, about 4 or 5 times more than all the forest cover that had been added from 1963 to 2016. These are facts, and I can.
So which body made this put information out?
Well, I can get it for you. This is, I think, a UN agency or so. I mean, that's a fact. I can furnish you with it. I'm not making it up.
It will be important to do that so that we situate it
I'll
properly.
Get it for you. Don't worry.
Yes.
I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you for sure. But it's not by any means suggesting that we do not have a problem with our forest reserves. We do have a problem with our forest reserves. And as we speak today, I know there are people trying to attack forest reserves to try and compromise their integrity to mine in those forest reserves and deplete Ghana's forest reserves. I don't contest that at all. And we have a responsibility to ward them off, to cordon off our forest reserves. The Forestry Commission and the Ministry and the Ghana Armed Forces have been working considerably to try and cordon off the forest reserves of our country. Look, we have problems with the forest reserves, Bernard. We do have problems with the forest reserves. But between the forest reserves and the river bodies, by and large, I think that we have made some a relatively reasonable progress with the forest reserves than we've done with the river bodies of our country.
Let's stay with the forest for a second. Since you made reference to a fact that you say you provide, let me also read what I have. Ghana has around 7.9 million hectares of forest land, which is about 35% of our total land area. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, around 7.6 million hectares are primary or naturally regenerated forests, and around 297,000 hectares are planted forests. In 2022, Ghana lost 18,000 hectares of primary forest, a nearly 70% increase from 2021. It was the biggest increase in forest loss of any country in recent years, unquote. So this is what I have. Now you are saying you have something that says we have. Let's
hold on.
Yeah.
I'll give you what I have, and what the point I make is the rate of deforestation, a slowing down of the rate of deforestation. So even if we were to go by this fact, and you looked at it in 2023, and there was a reduction, that is a slow of rate of deforestation. And it's very difficult to find that. It's very difficult to achieve that. That's the point I'm making. Secondly, it may interest you, and that's the whole point. I mean, I wish I was in your studio that we can get into these matters in detail. That's the whole point about the discourse, because we need to, as I say, look at the fact. You know the number one driver of deforestation in our country? Bernard? Hello?
I'm listening.
Yes, the number one driver of deforestation in our country is agriculture. It doesn't suggest that mining is not a factor or mining is not a driver of deforestation. Mining is a driver of deforestation, but then it's established that the number one driver of deforestation is agriculture, primarily cocoa production. And so when you have these statistics, this data, we have to put them in the right context. But those are not even my issue. I think the most important thing is to deal with the issue of our forests. Now the point I make to you. Now, the demand for a ban on mining in river bodies and forest reserves. Mining on river bodies is banned. And you see from the statement issued by the Minister for Information yesterday that it's been reiterated that these places are national security assets and national security zones, and they are red zones. And mining is not permitted 100 meters away from our river bodies. In fact, we are even insisting that mining should not be permitted 200 meters from the banks of our river bodies. Small-scale mining is not permitted in our forest reserves. So any form of small-scale mining in a forest reserve is ab initio illegal, which has to be dealt with. So the call for a ban of small-scale mining in forest reserves is also completely accepted, because small-scale mining is outlawed in forest reserves. And the only type of mining which is permitted in forest reserves is large-scale mining. So the issue is not so much about banning a particular type of mining in forest reserves. The issue is about how to enforce the rule, how to enforce the law.
Yeah.
So that's more
but honorable,
small-scale mining.
Which is that not why civil society organizers are saying that if it is banned and it is occurring, then declare those areas that they are no-go areas, because any activity on a water body is illegal, and therefore any mining activity on the water body is illegal, and therefore if you are found there, you are there at your own risk. So my understanding of a state of emergency for places around river bodies, for example, using that case, is that the thing is illegal. So if you are there, you are breaking the law. So use the power of state to make that declaration, and then remove the people from there, because they are there and we see them every day. I think that's the thrust of the demand around the water bodies, which the intervention doesn't seem to directly acknowledge.
Yeah, but that's exactly what we reiterated yesterday, which was to say that exactly what you are saying. In fact, the ingredients of what you just spelled out are the same as what we have put out yesterday. And
you mean the red zone thing that the minister wrote in the statement? That's not.
Yeah, not just the red zone, but the fact that the law enforcement agencies, the Ghana Armed Forces, and the rest are to rate the water bodies of our country off any form of mining activity. But you see, Bernard, let me also point this out. The impression should never be created that we are just waking up to take action on this matter. I've been the minister responsible for illegal small-scale mining for almost 4 years, and I know how much work has gone into this. Operation Halt has been happening almost every fortnight. The logistics, the funding, everything has been arranged, and the Ghana Armed Forces have been waging operations every fortnight. But we need to do a lot more, and we are going to do a lot more. But that has been the policy of government, and that is what government has been up to this year. And that is what we are going to ramp up, and which is why it was indicated in the statement that river bodies are no-go areas, and action is going to be taken accordingly.
The statement the Information Minister issued did not make any mention of any military anything. What I've seen here is that government, water bodies and forest reserves remain red zones for mining. And all forms of mining in water bodies, as well as reconnaissance, prospecting, exploration, and all small-scale mining in forest reserves remain banned. Law enforcement agencies of the state are fully mandated to raid our water bodies and forest reserves of all forms of mining. Then he talks about the Attorney General. So, my understanding of point D, which I just read, is that whatever is going wrong, we already are when we are doing it. The point being raised by civil society and organized labor is that this is happening in spite of its illegality, and therefore drastic times require drastic measures, which is why the point around declaring state of emergency and then ridding the place of the equipment that are already there now is of the urgency. And I don't, with all due respect, I don't get that from what I just read from the Minister of Information statement. Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello, Fred, please put him back on. He says he's driving. So I need to really get to the bottom of this particular issue, because the premise for the statement was the unprecedented level of pollution and the crisis condition we are facing manifesting itself in the polluted water and all of those things. So while we acknowledge that for 7 years things are being done, simply saying that, well, we are doing something and we are asking them to continue doing it doesn't cut it, because where we've gotten to is the issue. All right. So Honorable Minister, thanks for your persistence. I was saying that the statement that Honorable Fatih wrote that I read does not give indication of any new action. This is point D. And it's not necessarily, my understanding of what the statement should do is not the same as what you have just told me. Hello? Listeners, please bear with us. This is Citi Breakfast Show. We'll get to this. 2 minutes to 9. We have the minister. He's ready to talk. We are willing to do the interview. So technology shall be overcome in Jesus' name. Somebody say amen. All right. So the time is 2 minutes to 9. We are dealing with specific issues. Now I need to point out that we have said, we've contested this claim around the forest thing. He does acknowledge the river issue though. Mm-hmm. Now I admit that the question is on river now, but the forest is also part. So what the organized labor and the rest of us are asking for is this state of emergency is for mining in forest reserves and river bodies together. That moratorium must affect the two.
Yes.
Then there must be a removal of equipment from those places immediately.
Yes.
Then there must be the revocation of the LI. Then a roadmap. So those three are very specific. Now, again, the LI, he has acknowledged that they will take efforts, but we know the parliamentary process. Okay, and this is Parliament's last sitting before election, and there's a big workload. I think the state of emergency and the removal of the equipment will give a strong indication of government's commitment to revoke the LI. The assurance to revoke the LI cannot be taken in vacuum. because you know how Parliament works. It can be a very.
It can
tricky
take 6 months.
For some reason, the minister is not picking our calls.
Yeah, we will try. He's back. He'll come. So we just want to contextualize the reason we are pressing this matter. So, thank you, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo. Yes,
really sorry.
Yes, we are happy to have you back. I hope you heard my question. Yes,
the network will be stable in a few minutes' time.
Good. I hope somebody's driving. You're not driving yourself, by the way. Otherwise, both of us are breaking the law. Somebody, hopefully, yes. Thank you. So I was asking about point D of the Minister of Information statement. Basically, reminds us of what you already know. It does not tell us anything new about what is being demanded or asked of government.
Well, maybe then I should give you a bit more information, or I should give you a little more detail. The point is that if you are going to start an operation or you are going to do anything in the field and the rest, you don't want to give all the details out. But certainly, any operation that is going to take place will have the military at the forefront. These are very sophisticated gangs and cartels who are highly armed, and any time we've had to wage an operation relating to illegal small-scale mining, the Ghana Armed Forces that is always at the forefront. But of course, other security agencies collaborate with them to be able to get the exercise done. This is why the language is law enforcement agencies. It's not by any means suggesting that the Ghana Armed Forces will not be involved. They will actually be in the lead.
Why is government reluctant to declare the state of emergency?
Well, but you also have to examine the contours of the state of emergency. You should do that yourself too, and come to a conclusion.
No, is there something I don't know? Because it's been explained. It's in fact in the organized labor statement they actually give 4 pointers under it, Article 31, and spoke of because it's not a national state of emergency. It's for specific areas to do a specific thing.
Don't let me make any comments on state of emergency. I think that those matters should be in the bosom of the Attorney General. But my little understanding of the state of emergency as a lawyer is really that you are. The basic one is that you should actually try your rights.
Oh Lord, we've lost him again. This is pretty stressful. We apologize, but it's the nature of the work we do. We will try and keep this up because the state of emergency is a very important part of the demand. It's a very important part of the demand, and all the arguments I've heard for it have risen, and in fact, Isankum was on my show and took the trouble to explain, because apparently they were the people who raised that state of emergency issue, I think a year ago, where they said where the thing has gotten to, declare it in specific areas where this is a problem and deal with it. So it should not be taken as if it's a blanket national thing. It's sort of being made to seem to be this caricature of a law that is so draconian. Right. So, Honorable Jinapo, yes, you say you don't want to get into state of emergency, but I'm saying that I'm reliably informed that what is being asked for is neither strange nor overbearing nor draconian. Hello? All right. Well, I don't know if I've gotten enough from him to give you any sense of where we are headed with this.
Yes. He sounds like the press statement. Evasive.
You think?
Yes. Very evasive. I think he's back on the line.
Let's just be sure he's there. Yeah, we have to persist with it.
Yes,
so, I wanted your candid view on the state of emergency and why you think it may not be the way to go, because almost everybody else is convinced that the government has to do that to show that it sees the seriousness of this crisis situation with Galamsey.
Well, I'm not taking a position on that. I think that that decision will have to be a collective one. And as I said, the Attorney General is a person who will be in a better position to advise the President and the government on the full ramifications of that kind of move. But as I said, I do know that a state of emergency will essentially mean that you're suspending the rights of all the people in that catchment area, whether they are connected to mining directly or indirectly. They can be arrested and kept for 48 hours, more than 48 hours without being charged and put before court. The curfews can be imposed and so on and so forth. And then the question as to whether or not we cannot get on with what we have to continue with in order to achieve our objectives without having to have this, state of affairs which will affect people who are not involved in any form or shape with mine. But anyway, I don't want to make a categorical. I don't want to take a categorical view on this matter. It's a matter which is on the table.
Okay, what about a national declaration that all mining on and close to water bodies and in forest reserves is suspended by executive order until further notice?
Yeah, but that is the case now.
No, because no. What I understand is that some type of mining in forest reserves can happen. It is the small scale. That my understanding is that because of the LI, there are people who have the license to actually mine in forest reserves. That's my understanding. That's my understanding.
Bernard, I'm sorry, it's a wrong understanding. First of all, mining is not lawful on water bodies. By law, by the Minerals and Mining Act 206, Act 703, you cannot, and by the Water Resources Commission Act, you cannot mine in water bodies. Completely, you can't. You can't mine 100 meters away from the banks of the water.
What about forest reserves?
So hold on. So the question is, how is the law being enforced properly? That if you raise questions on that, we can have that conversation. But that ban mining on water bodies is not even a question of banning; it's unlawful. So that's number one. Number two, the forest reserves, small-scale mining is not permitted in forest reserves. That's number two. Number three, as far back as April 2017, I issued an executive order which prohibited all forms of prospecting in forest reserve, regardless of it being large-scale concession.
Good.
So you were not allowed to prospect in forest reserve, except under exceptional circumstances. Because what we found out was that people then came for prospecting licenses on the pretext of going to prospect, and they ended up mining. So we used executive order to outlaw or ban prospecting in forest reserve.
So what are the exceptional circumstances?
No, I'm not prospecting. No, there's no such prospecting licenses issued for forest reserves.
Good. So you are saying that as things stand.
No. So I'm going to address your concern. Your concern is the one that is permitted, the large scale mining.
Yeah, in forest reserves.
Yes, and my response to you will be that, for example, Ghana Manganese Company Limited is mining a forest reserve, but they've been doing so since 1916, and that's the only manganese company we have here in Ghana. Ghana Bauxite Company is mining a forest reserve. They've been doing so since 1946. Newmont, the world's largest producer of gold, Ghana's largest producer of gold. The contribution of Newmont to Ghana's exchequer and national economy and revenue, you can check that out.
Okay.
Huge conglomerate. Newmont is mining in the forest reserve. But even on top of that, these companies restore our forest reserves. These companies add on more hectares of forest than they deplete. And so when it comes to netting it out, they rather contribute in increasing Ghana's forest estate. The problem we have, and let us confront, that is what we should confront, or that's where the discussion should be. The problem is illegal small-scale mining in forest reserves. That I will concede wholeheartedly. That is a problem we are dealing with, and it's a problem we have to continue to deal with ruthlessly. Okay. That is where the problem is.
Fair enough. So the disagreement is on whether the way you are dealing with it is effective or not. But let me ask you another question.
Can have that conversation.
No problem. There has been a claim made that between 1988 and November 2022, only 150 licenses were issued in Ghana, right? But between 2022 to date, more than 1,400 licenses have been issued. And this is in reference to small-scale mining licenses. Number one, are you aware of this? Now, if this is true...
First of all, straight away, that is false. It's false.
So what is the true position in relation to?
I can give you the data. You will see that the licenses issued in the period that you've talked about is far, far, far more than the licenses issued in the other period that you talked about. I have the data on my phone. I can send it to you. But that is not even.
No, maybe refer to it and read, because this is in the public domain. I'm not even the one creating. This is everywhere, and this, so if you have contrary data, put it out. Put it out for the world to hear from your own mouth. Okay.
Yes, I'll forward it to you. But it's not correct, Bernard.
Okay.
But also importantly, and this conversation I'm having with you actually tells me that perhaps we have to engage a lot more, because the problem, okay, and I don't pretend to have all the answers, or I don't pretend to know it all, and I'm happy to be guided or to get people to help in terms of how we go about this matter. But the problem, Bernard, since I have been minister, the problem I have faced and the criticism that I have suffered in the industry, I'm not talking public criticism, is that I don't approve licenses. That has been my biggest headache. And apart from everything else, approving the licenses based on the regime we have now is just simply cumbersome. So to approve one small scale mining application, the minister has to sign 6 signatures. So if I have to approve 10, it means I have to sign 60 signatures. So getting that work done in itself is cumbersome. Now, why is it that they criticize me for not approving small-scale mining licenses? The point the pundits make, or the experts make, is that it's because you don't grant licenses. That is why the sector is not formalized enough, or that is why the sector is not regulated enough. And that is why people then resort to illegal small-scale mining. And that one of the tools for dealing with illegal small-scale mining is promoting legal small-scale mining, and therefore approving licenses expeditiously and bringing the small-scale miners within the ambit of the regulatory framework or ecosystem where the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission can then police their work and so on and so forth. Of course, I also recognize that people within having licenses perpetuate illegalities, which is that they have the license, but what they are doing in substance or on the ground is illegal small-scale mining. Okay, so the suggestion that even one regime has given more licenses then suggests that regime is promoting illegal small-scale mining. That in itself is
so if you're saying it's false, correct. So that was why I'm saying.
No, but let me just add one last point, please.
Okay.
You know, the criticism was so heightened that and the small-scale miners association actually threatened a demonstration against me. And it got to a point where I had to sign about 99 or 100 licenses at a go. I don't sign licenses
under pressure, or on merit, or under pressure.
No, on merit. On merit, because I then set up a committee to double vet these applications, you know, and the committee chaired by a gentleman called Mr. Benai. You can find out, a very distinguished public servant who's been a chief executive of the Minerals Commission under President Rawlings, who is now my advisor on mining, whom I have a lot of confidence.
So you had to sign the 99 after that. My question is, was it based on...
I did in 2022.
Fair enough. The question I'm asking is that based on a policy... So I'm coming. I want to understand you. What is the overriding policy you were working with? Because if the demand for licenses of small-scale nature is even going up, whether it's 1 million people who are requiring or requesting, whatever you do must be determined by your overriding policy, which is what we want to know. So what does your policy say? What did your policy recommend? Or was it the demand that they placed that required you to then get Mr. Ayu to then go through and approve the 99?
Yes, the policy, so it's a very good question. Not just the policy and the law. The law and the policy is that there's a whole rigorous process which you go through, beginning from the district level, the Minerals Commission office at the district, which you go through all the way to the Minerals Commission, and by law, I think it's even by both the Constitution and by Act 703, the Minerals Commission then makes a recommendation to the minister to approve that license or that application. The minister cannot approve the application without the recommendation of the Minerals Commission. And when the Minerals Commission makes the recommendation, the minister only will disapprove or should disapprove the application in very special, exceptional circumstances on stated grounds. So the point is that the point is more or less, if the Minerals Commission makes the recommendation, the presumption is that the Minerals Commission has crossed its T's, has dotted its I's, is satisfied itself that this application is meritorious, and therefore the minister should approve it. But I'm saying to you that the suggestion that approving licenses in themselves is rather promoting Galamsey. On the contrary, approving licenses rather should curb Galamsey, because then you are formalizing the sector. It's like the cocoa industry.
If the license, I agree, but if the license is given and the way the person mines is not monitored by the regulatory agency, it can still lead to Galamsey, because you approve, but if the person is supposed to supervise to make sure that this person is mining within the geographical area demarcated and using the approved method. So it's not just the fact that the person is licensed, because the kind of distraction being seen could even be from both licensed and unlicensed people. And I'm sure you know this.
Bernard, you are 110% right. That's why I said this matter is the conversation has to take place from different angles. So, yes, you are right. You are talking about Galamsey within a legal license. The person is being given a license to go and engage in responsible, lawful, small-scale mining, but ends up using the license for illegalities. That I agree with you.
Okay.
But that comes to the question of the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission, law enforcement agencies, monitoring and regulation. But I want us to agree that the suggestion that granting licenses in and by themselves is promoting illegal small-scale mining is not entirely correct.
Fair enough.
Granting licenses, granting licenses rather helps to formalize the sector, like the cocoa industry.
If the license is policed.
Yeah, hold on, I'm going to make that point for you. And then granting the licenses and having the people who hold the licenses monitored and regulated properly. That is how we can curb illegal small-scale mining.
Fair enough.
And that is why from 2021 to date, we've given the Inspectorate Division of Minerals 20 pickups. That is why we built 8 offices, decentralized offices for the Minerals Commission. That is why we have a situation room, a control room, where we have gadgets on excavators and monitoring them in real time. That is why a lot of equipment have been given to the Inspectorate Division, and personnel have been recruited to strengthen the hands of the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission. But whilst I have you, let me give you the information. Let me give you the information that you asked for. So the data is from Global Forest Watch, which is a UN agency. Global Forest Watch, Global Forest Watch. That is the name of the organization. And primary forest loss reduced from 18,000 hectares in 2022 to 12,700 hectares in 2023. And that's the point I'm making.
So you are making a rate argument. Rate. So if I'm speeding by 100 kilometers per hour and I reduce to 90, and somebody is speeding by 40 and reduces to 35, you can say your rate has been slowed faster than the second guy, but you are still depleting more than the second guy. That's the point I'm making. So the fact that no, rate. You see, you said, because what I read was that the amount 18,000 hectares to 12,000 hectares. So that 12,000 hectares is still more than everybody. Do you understand me? So the fact that you reduce from 18 to 12 doesn't mean that.
Hold on.
Hello. Yeah.
Hold on. We don't have to split hairs on this, because we are not at cross purposes. It's a conversation a constructive conversation for the good of our country. The point I made is simple. I said that, I acknowledge that we have a challenge with our forest resources, and I want to reiterate that with a lot of emphasis. We need to do a lot more. I want to reiterate that too with a lot of emphasis. But I said, and this is information that was brought to my attention, and I felt it was encouraging. That's why I put it to you. And I said that Ghana is one of the few countries, I think Ghana and Colombia and Brazil, and this was touted when I went for the climate week at Onga. Ghana and Colombia and Brazil also, just 3 countries, are the only countries in the world which had a slowed down in the rate of deforestation last year. That's the point I just made. It doesn't mean that we did not have deforestation, but that is slowed down. It is not good enough. It's not satisfactory. But it's encouraging.
Because the 22, yes, that's true. That's true because the 2022 level was higher than anywhere else in the world, which is why when we reduced it from 18 to 12, it was a slowdown in the rate.
So going by your statistics, the 2022 one was a very disturbing.
Yes.
But the 2023 one is encouraging, and is the only about the only country in the world that had a slowdown in the rate of deforestation, alongside Colombia and Brazil. So that is encouraging. We have to continue to work hard to even get to a situation where we do not have any deforestation at all. And I have some more information. From 2002 to 2023, Ghana lost 143 kilo hectares of humid primary forest, making up 8.9% of its total tree cover loss in the same period. Total, and it goes on and on. So the point I'm making is the situation has improved. Then the data on small-scale mining licenses, if you indulge me, I'll give it to you now.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, and I'll send it to you. You have the years, 2012, you have 332, 2013, 282, 2014, 105, 2015, 321, 2016, 3, just hold on, please. 2017, 7, 2018, nil, and it goes on and on. 2021, 11, 2022, 148. I suspect this 99 is all part of the 148. 2023, 98, 2024, 93. The total is 2,423. From 2012 to 2016, licenses granted was 1,402. From 2017 to date, licenses granted is 1,014. The difference is some 400 licenses. But that.
So these are small-scale mining licenses.
Yes. But that for me is not even the point. That's not consequential in my view. And so the point that more licenses have been granted in this era than the previous era is wrong. It's false. More licenses were granted then. In fact, 400 more licenses. But I will not say that promoted small-scale mining.
Yeah. But when you look at I accept your number. But when you look at the increase in 2022, the 98, do you think that 2022 to 2023, the fact that there was a ramp up in the licenses could have contributed to the heightened mining activity, leading to the new wave of pollution that is being reported?
No, I don't agree with that, because those licenses were properly monitored, and those concessions are doing very well, and I can take you through the reports that verifies that those concessions are actually doing very well. So the problem we have, Bernard, is illegal small-scale mining. The roots illegal small-scale mining. The ones that are under the ambit or the remit of the Minerals Commission, which is within a formalized ecosystem, those ones, by and large, we're able to regulate them and keep them on the straight and narrow path. The problem has to do with illegal small-scale mining.
Well, there are a number of concerns about regulation. For example, the Auditor General's report for the previous year deals with the very poor record of the EPA in managing our environment, particularly forest reserves, right? We know that when it comes to mining in forest reserves, apart from the Forestry Commission and the Minerals Commission, there's also the EPA. So when there's an increase in number of people who are giving licenses and our regulatory capacity does not grow to match it, it's very possible that the methods being used will continually lead to destruction. So I don't know if you agree to the regulatory issues.
I will not disagree with you at all. In this sphere, regulation is everything. And take it from me, my friend. And I say this in all humility and modesty. I don't grant licenses indiscriminately at all. I don't. It's a discretion that is given to me by law. And I exercise that discretion very responsibly. And anybody who's worked with me and knows me and been close to me will attest to this fact. I'm not a judge in my own cause, but this one I have to say to myself. And I can submit my tenure to whatever scrutiny, and it will be established clearly that I don't grant licenses indiscriminately. One of the biggest criticisms I face within the industry is the fact that this minister doesn't grant licenses. I don't, because I know they have implications, and exercising that discretion must be done responsibly.
Final question from my colleague Godfred.
Yeah, Honorable General, good morning.
Yes, sir, my brother.
Yes, if you can just clarify for me, does the government consider the current situation a crisis one or not? What is the classification of the government on this particular matter?
Thank you. Well, I'm not too sure that the issue of classification and all of that is, the most important thing is that we have had a challenge, we've had a problem in this country for many years. And I'm not too sure we will have the opportunity to exhaust this subject. Perhaps we should find an occasion for me to come in studio for us to have a...
But if you admit that, then it determines your response.
No, let me just finish, please. I'm saying to you, if you take a cursory look at the history of small-scale mining in Ghana from the 1980s all through to this point, you will see how this situation has evolved. If you take other examples too, if you go to Cote d'Ivoire, we have a major problem with illegal small-scale mining. If you go to South Africa, sometimes the paramilitary they use to confront small-scale mining are even overpowered, and law enforcement agents are killed and so on and so forth. There they call it Zamazama. What we call Galamsey, they call it Zamazama. In fact, even if you go to Australia, one of the biggest problems their mining industry has is called prospectus. That's what they call Galamsey there. The long-standing issue of the extractive industry, whether in the petrochemical sector or in the mining sector, and illegalities and all of that. There's a lot of literature on that. It is not to justify the situation we find ourselves in or what we have today. But the point I'm making is that this has been a work in progress. This has been an effort which has been ongoing over a period of time. Every now and again, we are required to pause, to review, to evaluate, to amend, and to move forward. I believe that we are at that stage as we speak in terms of people contributing their views on how we should continue from here. But I want to also make this point and do so very respectfully and very modestly, that this government is made in its considerable interventions when it comes to illegal small-scale mining, and even has brought it to the front burner of Ghanaian national discourse. Multiple times have I been to nationals of chiefs across the country, everywhere. Multiple times have I met Regional Security Council. Multiple times have I gone to nationals with the president, burning of excavators, declaring river bodies as red zones, and so on and so forth. Is the situation we find ourselves in today satisfactory? No. It is not. The situation is not. What has to be done? We have to be relentless. We have to be relentless. We have to continue with our concerted efforts, and we need everybody on board.
Fair enough.
Let me give you an example.
Oh, no, I just wanted to. I
need you to ask the question. For example, that when we were burning the excavators,
yes.
and there was this public outcry and so on and so forth. I would be happy to find out how the disposition of various stakeholders in our society.
Fair enough.
We need the backing of everybody.
Okay.
We are about to.
But now that Honorable, now that you have the almost all sectors of society, so I have over 50 statements, civil society groups, all urging you on. Is this not the best chance to take drastic action? Because Academy of Arts, organized labor, religious bodies. So yes, we know you've done work since 2017, and we admit Galamsey has been with us for a long time. But to see this upswell of anger when people look at the distraction and they are all urging you to take more stringent action, one would have thought that, wow, people are telling government, we think you should be a bit firmer. A government should be excited to say, well, let me do what I have to do. But it seems as if you're saying, well, we're already doing what we have to do, and some of the things you're proposing are too extreme, and let's not let anybody say we are not working. It's almost like you are finding a reason not to do beyond what the masses and the people are asking you to do, which is my struggle. Because many governments will be happy to have all these people come out to say, do it. Because that's the will you need.
When there was no pressure and there was no, to use your words, quote unquote, support, we still took the difficult decisions, because that is what governments are meant to do. So pressure or no pressure, we will do what we have to do. The only point I made was that when we continue with the work we've been engaging for the past 7 years, we hope and expect that this kind of call and support will continue to manifest, and that nobody capitulates as we move forward.
Thank you.
But we have always done what we have to do, regardless of public pressure or stakeholder or civil society calls. And you recall that there was a time in Ghana when we bent excavators, when we were arresting people, when we were clearing river bodies, and so on and so forth. We will continue to do that. We've never stopped. It's work in progress.
Do you think something like banning chamfan manufacture or importation would help? Because
it's banned.
But there are so there are still a lot of chamfans in the country.
I don't know if it's me or Honorable Asmachemi, sponsored the law in Parliament, Act 995, which banned the use of champagne for illegal mining. So
when we drive around, Wasa Ekropa, and we see champans on the roadside, can the police confiscate them since they are banned?
Why not?
So are the police aware that champans are an illegality, and therefore any champan you see is a contraband product?
Very much so. I've told you that I've been to all the 16 regions of Ghana to meet regional security councils where the regional police commander is present, and I've said it clearly. And just 2 weeks ago, I met all the regional ministers, and I made it abundantly clear that all champans and the rest are all outlawed.
So if the police are not acting, what is the issue? Because yesterday, Mr. Isi told Parliament that even behind the Nyinam police station, people are doing Galamsey, and he's surprised that they are not doing anything about it.
Well, I have to take that up.
Yeah, because it was a matter of record. He said it before the Government Assurance Committee, and this was a public issue. So it's good you've decided to take it up. But thanks for talking to us, Honorable Abu Jinapo.
Oh, thank you. I should have been in your studio, so you'd have given me breakfast in a long interview.
Well, thank you for your time, sir. 9:31. Abu Jinapo is MP for Damongo, Minister for Lands, Natural Resources. 2 points of facts that were raised in relation to forest degradation. He quoted his source, and the clarification is the rate of degradation. Right. Second point around licenses issued. This is from the Minerals Commission and what they sent to Parliament yesterday. So it's a matter of public record that then the numbers given. I just wanted to read the number. So they have 2423 in total, and you have between 2012 and 2016 1,402. Between 2017 and September 30 this year 1,014 in total. 2423. He gave the breakdown as well. So back to the point. Apart from the LI revocation, he and the government doesn't seem to agree with the state of emergency.
I don't think it's pretty clear that they have not been convinced that we are at an urgent level. That is what to require that type of intervention. That is what I gleaned from the interview.
Yeah, and I also felt, although we didn't talk about the strike too much, I also felt that it's the TUC's threat of strike that's even leading to some of the things we're seeing relatedly. So that if that strike were not something that was coming, there wouldn't have been the kind of action we're seeing. So probably that strike needs to occur for us to see if there will be more. Because of the 4 things that requested, only one appears to have been.
You see, and my final takeaway from this, and it was the point I was making, this is not a labor agitation. We are not fighting. They are not asking for salary increase. They are not asking for end of service benefit. They are not asking for anything. They are leading. The government's approach towards this is like a regular labor agitation.
Organized labor is leading civil society in demanding for the right thing to be done
on illegal mining.
That's the issue.
You understand? So labor union in this regard represents everybody who is concerned about this matter.
Thank you. It's not just workers.
It's not a matter of workers say no.
They are recognizable leadership of Ghanaian
society in this matter.
I think that's a very important point to make. And I hope
they must stand firm.
I hope they know that's what it is, because this is beyond workers and what they get.
It should not be treated as if workers are looking for salary
because they are an identifiable group. Government may not be able to meet everybody in one room.
Yes,
so
but you can
meet
these ones.
Them on behalf of religious leaders, on behalf of civil society, on behalf of media, on behalf of everybody.
Yes.
So whatever they decide, they must also have a way of testing that with the public.
Yes.
Before they move, and I think that point is very important. All right, Nathan is here with me. He's been smiling throughout the interview, taking notes. Well, are you writing an article? Please give me some two announcements. Nathan, you are a big man.
Oh man,
Charlie, where is he?
Anyway, Heritage Christian University College is here. They are at Amasaman for those who are interested, behind the Olympic Stadium, accredited by GTech, affiliated to KNUST and UCC. What are they offering? Practical learning, entrepreneurship, technology, professional certification. Those are the pillars on which they do a lot of the things they do. They've got a wide range of undergrad and master's programs. So call them on 020-229-8399 or visit their website, hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian University College, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Omni Basic Bank is here. They are number one when it comes to customer service, and they are Ghana's fastest growing corporate bank and Bank of the Year 2023. Go to any of their branches, open an account, and enjoy exceptional customer service. Omni Basic Bank at your service. In this day and age where there's a lot of stress, you get home, you want to sleep, but if the mattress is sagging beneath you, it means that you bought a wrong mattress. Go to Latex Foam, go to their showrooms, and experience the quality and difference for yourself. They've got mattresses and furniture crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Visit them today and sleep better tonight. You've worked hard, you've come into money, you want to get yourself, some property and all of that. Eden Heights is your number one option. Well planned. They've got a secured, gated community. They have all kinds of amazing amenities there. For those who love their sports complex is wonderful. They've got 2, 3, and 4 bedroom apartments and penthouses with the highest grade of finishing for rental or sale. Call them on 050-153-1444 or find them behind the West Hills Mall Wager in Accra. Eden Heights, the height of modern living.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement, unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
What happens when ancient days meet modernity? What happens when a goddess wakes up in an era of digital chaos? Witness the epic battle between the past and the present. Catch the intrigue and suspense in Amwanime's era, a brand new epic telenovela showing Mondays to Fridays on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150 and Go TV channel 102. Available on DSTV Access and Go TV Plus. Dial *759# to stay connected.
Hello, spare driver. Are you sending the sales?
Boss, medicana kopin.
Hey, what the car to me so?
Boss, you no renew the insurance.
Charlie, I didn't have time. I had to go to the farm.
You can insure on the farm.
And I had to go to the market too.
You could have insured in the market.
I had to cook supper for my wife.
Even in the kitchen, you can still insure.
But how?
By texting or buyer on 0242-426-396 to help insure with Provident Insurance on WhatsApp from anywhere. Annie, babia. With Obaya, now you can insure your car anywhere, anytime. On WhatsApp, text Obaya on 0242-426-396 today. With Provident.
Man, you are covered.
OneXBet values your activity and wants to celebrate with you. Stay with us and enjoy OneX free bets, a weekly reward just for you. Sign up at onexbet.com.gh with promo code GHFree to get a 300% welcome bonus. Bet the correct score from Tuesday to Monday and get a guaranteed free bet. Millions are already winning. Join your friends and experience the thrill of victory with OneX free bets. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Hey, Amma, so with all
all this skill you have in dressmaking and soap making, wouldn't it be a good idea to run a full-time business?
Sure. In this economy with so many taxes, do you think this insensitive MPP government cares about your businesses? I beg you, I don't want to be killed by taxes before my time. Why?
You see the thing where I'm talk. Charlie, small bets we are chop. Like if you see the tax where government take put for the money top.
Kwame is right. I can't even send my mother money for her medical bills now because look, the e-levy alone no be easy.
Oh boy, buy some ride make I take do Uber. Go see the tax way day for the pots there. It dey cost past the ride safe. COVID levy all day inside.
Me, I'm not surprised that the liar who promised to move the nation from taxation to production has come due. Elections have consequences, so as for me, I've made up my mind to vote for GM and the NDCO because I trust them to keep their promise to exempt small and micro businesses from VAT, grant 2-year tax holidays for new businesses like mine, scrap e-levy, COVID levy, betting levy, and emissions levy to ease hardship. In fact, I can go to the bank with JM's word because he is trustworthy.
Charlie Kojo, your mind for deal. It is time for change.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Sister Stacy.
Teacher,
don't tell me that Yao is not in school today too.
Please, that's why I'm here. He was diagnosed with malaria.
Oh my, that boy is missing a lot in class. Don't you have treated mosquito nets? It is the most common and effective means to prevent malaria. I can't.
Madam, we now have the new treated nets.
Really?
We all sleep under it.
The new nets? Speedy recovery to him.
Avoid malaria. Get insecticide-treated net and sleep under it every night and throughout the night. And remember, there's also the new insecticide-treated net. Highly resistant, strong, and is just as effective.
Let's come on board Good Life and protect against malaria. Good Life, live it well, it's an everyday thing. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Health Service and partners with support from the USAID.
Malaria away. Good life, live it well.
Keeping your smile healthy and strong is important to Colgate. That's why this month, Colgate is giving you an opportunity to get a free dental screening. We want to help take care of your oral health beyond just brushing your teeth daily with our products, because we believe our smile is our strength. Our dentists are here for your smile. Please note that the dentists will screen you and provide advice around how to manage your oral health. There will be no procedures or treatments done. Visit Colgate Ghana on our Facebook page to find out more. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Well, time check is 42 after 9. We're about to enter another equally important conversation. We are talking about mental health challenges, especially within the workplace. Now, did you know that 12 billion globally, 12 billion working days are lost every year to depression and anxiety at a cost of $1 trillion per year in lost productivity, and then about 15% of working age adults were estimated to have a mental disorder in 2019. So you can imagine after COVID, this figure must have gone up. I have some wonderful persons in the studio. They are the brains behind the Wholesome Mind Summit. Dr. Seth Asafo is a clinical psychologist and lecturer at the University of Ghana Medical School. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
And then Mrs. Margaret Titus Glover. Hey, you're a CEO MS Staffing.
Correct.
Okay, so you are HR and you are a clinical psychologist.
Absolutely.
Okay, so gentlemen, lady, welcome.
Thank you.
What's the idea behind the Wholesome Mind Summit?
Well, the Wholesome Mind Summit, first of all, is a program that has been conceptualized by Vint and Alethea Attorneys and Consultants.
Right.
It's a law firm.
Right.
They thought about it as giving back to society after their own experience when they had gone through a whole process to help someone who had a mental health challenge by even securing a court order to treat the person involuntarily because the person didn't have the insight.
Wow.
And then with the help of the psychiatrist, psychologist, and then the Department of Psychiatry, the person's gotten better and they're like, wow, we should definitely give back. So the Wholesome Mind Summit was conceptualized to bring workplace mental health into the fore. Now, the interesting bit is this year for World Mental Health Day, which is the 10th of October, on Thursday, the theme was also prioritizing workplace mental health.
Interesting.
So this is something they had conceptualized, but
it works just fine globally. I see. Yes. Now, HR, it's looking like the workplace is becoming a melting point for mental health issues and depression and all that. What's happening? You are the human resources managers.
Thank you very much. That's what it seems, but a lot of activities can happen to reduce the meltdown of employees. And I would say that we have to be intentional about it. Leadership must commit to prioritize the mental health of the staff they work with. So when leadership is prioritizing it, it means that they're going to develop some policies on mental health that will reduce the stigma that comes with talking about and opening up to to deal with mental health. So first of all, leadership, must commit to it. And as employees ourselves, we must look at ways that we can reduce our mental health. In Ghana, we know there are a lot of stresses. At the workplace, unfortunately, deadlines can be tight. Workload can be excessive. There can be conflict at the workplace. There will be gossip at the workplace. There will be rumors. All these things will happen. You will not have control over it. But it's important for us to learn how to manage it. And HR will come in by providing initiatives. HR always tries to have some counseling sessions and units. It may not be in-house. It can be outsourced, where people who experience issues of mental health can go for support and help. So from HR's perspective, we have to put in a lot of ways to make sure that our employees are sane at work, are able to produce, because like you said, you mentioned some figures. It's as a result of absenteeism. Because if I'm not mentally sound, I won't be able to work. And unfortunately, because you cannot discriminate as an employer, you cannot terminate the appointment. Then you are holding on to somebody who cannot contribute productively, and it results in that. So from our point of view, these are some of the things that we recommend that.
Doc, is it in the interest of employers to look out for the mental health of their employees?
Absolutely. Look at mental health like physical health. The sad part is when it comes to physical health, because your body can communicate to you, I'm struggling. We normally prioritize that because you suddenly feel some pain or some temperature or some weakness. The thing about mental health is your brain cannot communicate it in that moment. So what it does is it piles on, and then suddenly there's a huge blowout. So we do know how when people have mental health decline, they're making a lot of, their productivity is dropping. And I want you to think about mental health as a continuum. It's not an absolute state like how people see you have it or you don't have it. It's a continuum. So there are things you can do to enhance it, as well as things that you can do to make it decline.
Right.
Now, we have a lot of statistics that shows that, for example, if you invest one single cedi into mental health, the return on investment is 4 cedis.
Right.
And if you're an institution, you're looking at productivity and you put mental health at the fore, you are increasing your profit margins because people are going to be able to work in their best capacity. So,
just a mischievous question on my mind. I'm trying to look at industries or workplaces that have a lot of mental health issues, and I'm thinking about some places where they have huge targets. You meet some of them, it's like they are carrying the world on their neck and everything. How can we be ambitious and still balance that with our mental health? I'm sure these are some practical issues that will be dealt with at the summit.
Ambition is I call it a perceptual state. It's something you're aiming for. Okay, by far, the many of the stresses that plague human existence are also futuristic. So, like you see, as you sit here in this moment, you don't have any problems. Your problems are about the next minute, the next hour, the next day. That's what happens. Now, the mistake we normally make is that we assume the future in the context of the present. So I look at the resources I have today, and then I just
feel that it will not be enough for tomorrow.
Absolutely, and that's where that stressor comes from. Now, the other side of the problem is the human mind interprets things based on the way you are thinking about it. So context is very important. And I always tell people, you are what you think. Now, when you watch a movie, The reason you feel the emotions of that movie
Mhm.
is because your brain creates a picture of the movie.
Right.
So I feel
And puts
fear.
you through it.
Exactly. I watch horror and I feel fear, but the monster won't come out of the screen.
It's even edited, Charlie.
Excellent. And you know that, but you still feel the emotion.
Yeah.
And that's the context of stress that I try to explain to people, that at the end of the day, it's about control what you can and what
Right.
you cannot control.
You don't.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about the summit now. It's happening on Thursday,
The 10th of October,
and this is where?
Labadi Beach Hotel.
Okay, is it open to the public?
It was open to the public.
Now you've closed it.
No, actually, it's being maxed out.
Oh.
So participation is being maxed out.
This one.
Sadly.
This one. But do you have virtual options for those who want to join in?
It is being considered.
Okay, great. So, what are some of the practical things you're going to do? What's it going to look like on the day?
So on the day, we're going to have a panel discussion
Okay.
made up of an HR professional, psychologist, psychiatrist, and then a legal person.
Right.
Right after the breakout session, right after the panel discussion, we'll have a
You have
breakout
breakout
session
sessions.
into 10 different groups or workshops.
Right.
Now, we discuss very specific topics in mental health and workplace.
Okay.
I'll give you a number of them. We're looking at self-worth.
Okay.
We're looking at resilience. We're looking at work-life balance. We're looking at exercise and sleep.
Work-life balance.
Yep.
Does it exist in reality?
Yes.
It's intentional. Like
intentional.
Ed Margaret said, you have to be intentional about it. There are many distractions, and if you're not intentional about it, you're definitely not going to get any of them. We're going to look at conflict within the institution, like managing conflicts. We're
Okay.
going to look at how to manage stress, noticing mental health challenges. And these are things that people are going to have a hands-on experience with. Now,
Okay.
once we're done with that, we have what we call the wholesome mind experience.
Ooh.
So the venue is the Labadi Beach Hotel, and
Okay.
they've been very gracious onto us.
Mm.
They're part of the corporate sponsors as well.
Nice. And it's close to the shore, so
we're going to use that in the wholesome
environment
mind
too is
experience.
nice.
That would be
Charlie.
at the beachside. There's
I like
food,
it.
there's drinks, there's comedy, there's mindfulness
Hey.
activities,
Yes.
Hey.
There's
and all of that.
dance.
Just
That's
to
nice.
help
Yes.
people de-stress,
Wow.
calm.
De-stress.
Wow.
At least for one moment, recognize the difference between being stressed and not being stressed in a place where you can control.
I have a list of some of your corporate sponsors, so I'm going to acknowledge them. But I'll give you the last word, HR, for HR practitioners listening, employees listening. What are some tips you can share with us that will help create a more conducive environment for both employees and workers to have, their mental health in a good place? And I'll come to you as well. But our corporate sponsors, we're grateful to GNPC 1647, NHIA, NLA, Labadi Beach Hotel, Bost, NS Staffing, JP Khan Associates. They are helping us bring the Wholesome Mind Summit to you this year. So your final words to us, Doc.
There are a lot of things that we can do to not just protect our mental health, but also enhance it. And I'll
Right.
tell you the things that are free.
Right.
After that, you pay for the
Okay.
rest.
Tell me.
So the first one has to do with sleep. Adequate sleep is great for your mental health. If you come to our summit, you'll have more information on why. Your dieting is also necessary, and we
Right.
always say that make sure that your diet is colorful. So fruits, nuts, vegetables, and proteins that are rich in omega-3. And the third one is exercise. Exercise, especially aerobic exercise, allows for good oxygen-rich blood to go into your brain. The other thing is, when you're exercising, is one of those few times where you are not thinking about your problems, or you will fall in a gutter. So these three, sleep, exercise, and diet, are great for enhancing mental health.
SED, sleep, exercise, and diet. HR.
Self-care.
Okay.
Self-care. Look after yourself. For the females and even the men, go for massages.
Oh, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go for massages. It is stress. 1 hour lying down is great. It's a great experience.
Okay.
I will go with the exercises as well. It's
Right.
self-care. Prioritize your exercises. Be in the company of very positive-minded people,
Okay.
and you should be fine.
Thank you, Mrs. Margaret Titus Glover, CEO, MS Staffing, and then Dr. Seth Asafo, clinical psychologist and lecturer, UGMC. Well, someone says when they get money, their mental health comes in good place, but I didn't hear that one.
It's not true.
Thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
Have a wonderful day.
That was sure. See you on Thursday as well. That was a quick conversation on the Wholesome Mind Summit. Is happening on Thursday.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conference.
Insurance at Provident Insurance's Obaya is Provident Insurance's reliable WhatsApp assistant to help you anytime, anywhere you are. The number to call is 0242426396. Save this number to your phone contacts and just say hi to Obaya. She will take care of you. You are gonna be fine. It's hassle-free, super convenient. With Provident Insurance, man, you are covered.
Yeah, the Nyan Support Institute is here. They are organizing an 8-week online STEM cohort, which starts on the 14th of October. So parents, get your children to sign up or sign your children up. Call 053-711-7334 to enroll now. Nyan Support Institute, where coding, engineering, and design meet opportunity. Talking about that, the final of the STEM Novation event is here. It's happening at the 14th of October at UPSA, 14th to 16th October at UPSA. Join us to celebrate the genius of Ghana's youth as they showcase their prowess in science, technology, engineering, and math. More details will come up, so please stay tuned. STEM Novation, solving tomorrow's problems today.
Thank you for doing the listening. That's all we have time for. My name is Caleb Kuda. Zoe Abubedo is in for the news at 10. Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb. Coming up, Minerals Commission opposes suspension of mining license as means of tackling the illegal mining menace. And proponents of Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill protest over delay in finalizing the bill. The details. The Minerals Commission has